So yeah, 60 versus 30. Under the output for stream, it is currently 720 at a bit rate of 6,144, which I think is technically slightly over what Twitch says you should be doing, but it's divisible by 8. So that's what I went with. A second ago, the bit rate was 5,080 because you're supposed to have, supposedly for 1080-30, about 5,000 and 80 or 40 or something like that. I made it divisible by 8. It was like 42 or something. I don't know what the hell the number was. And then under recording, we have no clue if the recording was messed. I could check the video. We should check the video. Instead of having it record at 12,000 bit rate with a peak bit rate of 13,200, I had lowered it down to like 8,000 with a peak of 8,800 because of a 10% overhead. Really, what I was trying to do was just lower the video throughput, and I figured I make it nicer onto it. More resolution should have looked nicer, not cause squares in the camera. I have no clue. So real quick, I know we're here for Dwarf Fortress. I just want to see that video real quick. Yeah, 60 versus 30, 80 or 5, and then under recording, we have no clue. I could check the video throughput, and I figured I'd make it neat. Wait, is this what I'm recording now? It is. Yeah. Where'd the other video go? The other video never recorded. The other one just borked the fuck out. It's gone. There is no other video file. We'll never know. This is why I shut down OBS mid-recording and it fragged the entire file. It's just gone. So that sucks. Kit Kat bar. All right. We're going to go ahead. I have restored the settings. I think we are working. We are clearly recording. Welcome to Dwarf Fortress. Windows just, nope, you didn't need it. The thing that kills me is I don't record in MP4s. I recorded MKVs with the express point of if the computer crashes or I lose power, the file is still supposed to be readable afterwards. Like, you're still supposed to be able to use the video. But nope, there's just no video there. So who knows why the hell I'm recording in MKV if it doesn't do its damn job. Hello, everyone. This is Dwarf Fortress. I'm waiting for the stupid bot to say I am live again. You know what, even with all these screw-ups, I'm only 30 minutes late, essentially. I have been later before. How are you all doing? Did everyone have a good Christmas, a great New Year's, a fantastic Mr. Man's already ordered me to do push-ups? I don't want to work off the Christmas chocolate, though. And now a duck is dead. Are you happy? That duck is dead in a tree because of you. Why is there a duck in the tree? I'm happy. Well, now I want chocolate. As long as it's not in a tree, I'm just going to assume old age. We're not under attack or anything, are we? No. All right, cool. So yes, to recap, ow. I just, osteoporosis or something. Trying to grab my shirt and my wrist randomly sent me a twinge of pain. I'm growing old. But yes, to recap, Dwarf Fortress shirt. Very nice. Dwarf Fortress shirt, Christmas prezzies. Hopefully you had good Christmas prezzies. Hopefully everyone's just happy and are ready to take on 2022 because 2020 wasn't hard enough. We have to do it yet again. We are doing circles. How are you? Name of war dog, Fliff. That better not be some creepy thing. I'm gonna do it because you've done the point thing, but I better not find out afterwards that this is some weird creepy thing or I'm gonna have to kill this damn war dog. I'm just saying. Where's rename? This is gonna be a rad 2022. Yeah, exactly. GUI rename. Fliff, have I spelled that right? F-L-I-F-F. All right, there you go. Fliff Shamoonal. Fliff Shamoonal, the war dog. We were moving beds over. Boop, boop, boo. Gotta move beds. Boop, doo, doo. Oh, these beds are already off. These are beds we're gonna remove. So for any of you, just a 2-week recap, we have started transposing all of our dwarves into the base, the proper base, to have as little as possible outside the next time the goblins attack, because we're occasionally under attack by goblins. So we want everyone to be in the safety of the main base. So I've started overlapping circles to create more rooms over here to allow the dwarves to be in safety. I believe we can get all of the dormitory beds up in here. Every video, we are up to date. The new system, admittedly, I didn't have a Saturday thing. I basically lose Tuesday now instead of losing a couple days to rendering the videos, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to lower the frames per second on the recording. Adobe Premiere has a weird glitch going on right now where I just have to render every video like 4 times. But because it's only 30 frames per second, rendering it 4 times actually takes a little bit less than it takes to render the old videos or something, kind of. I'm exaggerating with 4. It's usually like 2 or 3. But what will happen is somewhere in the middle of the video, it just won't have audio. It'll have audio, and it just doesn't have audio, and then it has audio again. So I just literally, I set them all up in Media Exporter, wherever the hell that thing's called. I do it all 3 videos. I put all 3 back in Premiere to see if it has audio. The ones that don't, I reset them, and I just hit redo again. just keep re-rendering that shit. So I'm still losing an entire day to get that out, but I'm only losing a day, which is far better than losing 2 or 3. So, and I made it public too, meaning we are super on schedule with getting things out. So I should be able to start doing main channel videos again, more College of Dwarfologies, because now I will have days available to record it. Is that just training? That is just training. But yes, last night, I think T'Chulu, I don't know if he's here. I think, no, yeah, T'Chulu was here earlier. Was it T'Chulu? Or was it Sirak? Someone said that they were hungover. Who was it that said they were hungover? I'm calling you out. T'Chulu apparently had too much fun for New Year's. So no one do any sudden loud noises. No, we might not be able to fit all the beds in. I didn't think this through. We'll see how many beds we have down and how many we'll need to put down. We might need to do a second dorm somewhere else. But no, hopefully many of you aren't suffering and or you have natural home remedies. Literally, it's water and aspirin. Ta-da! The majority of the symptoms of hangover are just dehydration. There you go. I've solved it. I've caused world peace. I used to know a few people in the military who would, I swear to God, I have no clue how they did PT. I have no clue how some of these people had like to get up and go to do PT every day. Because you would see them in the barracks like every evening just getting blitzed off their ass. Just super blitzed. And they were clearly be hungover for PT, but I mean, hey, they ran the fucking miles, I guess. Like I said, it's just how hydrated you are. Which reminds me, I need a list. Hold on. Where's my notebook? Handy dandy notebook.
The mandate's over.
Have I lost my notebook? I need my little notepad. I won't know where my notes are. All right, hold on. I'll just grab blank paper. I'm gonna have to figure out where my notepad is later. But I need literally, I don't care how little you guys stream, I need to compile a list of people I know that stream so I can put it into the bot so I can see if I can get the bot to do automatic shoutouts. Because didn't we test this before? And I came up with it does work. Even if it doesn't, I'll find a way to make it work. All right, so Tachulu, do you stream? I thought that was Cyrillac. I can't. Okay, so Tachulu, yes. Lamau, I don't. Then why did it say you do? Wait, so does Cyrillac stream? Oh my god, this is a problem. There's so many of you guys. Cyrillac doesn't. Who am I thinking of? Is it? I know Steven does occasionally. Because a bunch of you don't say anything, and then I feel bad afterwards. Well, then that was Hellfire. Yes, he streams in the mornings. Because my darn brain does not remember, and you guys don't remind me. I'm assuming out of politeness, which, you know, nice. Well, then, Tachulu, if you don't stream, why did you say I'm hungover, guys? I won't be streaming today. Oh, God, the elves are back. Well, I won't be. But no. That statement is usually done as like an exception to the rule. Reason A, so I won't be doing normal B. That is what that sort of statement is. Or were you implying I was going to be hungover? Is that what you were doing? Are you implying I'm going to be hungover? I know you weren't implying I was going to be a hungover. Not even for the won't be streaming today, because occasionally I do have stomach issues, but the hungover bit. I know you weren't implying I was hungover. All right. Luckily, once we've done this once, we won't have to do this much micro ever again, because I don't see why I'd be moving all these beds again. We will probably need to create another circle. I'm thinking the other circle, though, we put on the other side. Now, I know it'd probably end up being best if we do the strategy that... Getting his name right now. Brain, give me the words. Kleinodev. That Kleinodev had suggested, the decentralized living quarter setup, so that no one's getting in each other's way and they each have a total of less distance to travel. I'm going to try to do that, but the way we have this working now with a centralized waterfall system to the base prevents us doing a properly decentralized structure. So we're not going to be doing that, at least not in this run through. Now, what does that brought us to? ZXB. We have 70 units up bedrooms and 58 unknown bedrooms. So if we have 12 couples, that is technically still enough beds, as long as we have 12 couples. I'm like having a bunch of up-down stairs. I like having a bunch of up-down stairs 7 blocks apart. And then diagonally to those stairs, 3x3 rooms. You're talking... Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying do this. You're saying to do that. That's 7, right? Yeah, I got that math right. Yes. However, that is not what I was saying that Kleinodev was saying. Kleinodev is talking about literally having different segments of the maps that are burrowed off from each other, and everyone just lives decentralized. Like, you have the map, you don't have a base. You have bases. Yeah. So I was saying I like that idea and I'd love to try that, but as one of the 3 tenets of this fort is a centralized waterfall, I can't have a decentralized setup with housing and the like while maintaining a centralized theme as was requested. Well, I mean, you could say the same thing with the way I'm doing the beds. Micromanagement nightmare. Setting every individual bed to a 1x1 room is freaking insane. However, for the dormitory aspect of it. But once it's done, you realistically don't need to do it again. So, again, same thing with the burrows. Like, yeah, it kind of is, but then afterwards, you just assign who needs to be in what burrow. Like, I could do that here, as a matter of fact. If we have the farmers, right? The farmers should never be outside, right? Do the farmers ever need to be up here? Maybe for wood, but if that's an issue, I'll bring that down later. So, no, they don't. So I think I started, as a matter of fact, to start doing this, where I had the green thumbs. So if I just start setting up a burrow that includes the farm area, the food and sleeping area, and the temples and barracks, then realistically, I should never have to worry about the farmers GTFIing, because they should never need to GTFI. I mean, we'll set it, like, we're not going to change anything about that, but we won't have to ever worry about them being caught outside, because they will never be outside. So for safety reasons, we can make sure that our farmers are never the first ones out. Now, that does mean, assuming this works and I've done it right and this all goes through, that I will need to create a subset of green thumbs to be the actual, no, you're the farmers, as opposed to the green. I have to turn the green thumbs into a more guild-like structure, because this will mean that they can't go out and gather plants. Now, a smart person would have done it across all the other floors. So what, the middle one is here? I don't know why I didn't think to go all the way across. I was paranoid that it wasn't doing anything. Diddle-doo. But yeah. So it is, but it's like a one-time micromanagement. I don't like. Does that count as micromanagement, or is that just educating the dwarves on how I want them to do things? Because like if you're like a manager or you're a boss or you're a sergeant and you're always doing the things for the soldiers, like walking them through it, like bring this here, do that, that's micromanagement. But if the first time you have a new soldier, you tell them exactly how to do it, and then you don't tell them afterwards, that's not micromanagement. That's just education. And afterwards, you can do corrective action when they fuck it up. Knife hand. And they will need to be down here. But I think after this, we wouldn't have any more farms. So yeah, you could create a burrow. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the burrow system. You could create a burrow per guild and then have the burrow say what the guild members are allowed to be doing. I also think that the burrows don't even need to be... Hold on. I also think the burrows don't even need to be connected, because we had that issue with the civilian alert burrow, where the civilians would leave the safety of a burrow if their end target was inside another burrow. So I don't even think the burrows control the pathfinding commands so much as they control allowable territory for the acquisition of new jobs. So probably don't even need to be doing all of this area, since they're not going to be walking the entire area. Probably just have it be like a tiny burrow around the farms, a tiny burrow around the beds, a tiny burrow around the temple, and then I think they would just walk as they want between them. I'm not ready to test that theory, but I think that's how that would work. So if I am right, green thumbs, add citizens, search for greens. So now the green thumbs should be restricted to that burrow. And they should never end up going outside to pick up anything. Greetings from the woodlands. We elves are partial to the trees of the forest. We want you to cap your trees next time. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. I mean, it's not like I violated this at all. We can part with 110 trees, you butcher. Don't call me a butcher. Remove elf. I am recording, right? Okay, good. 20. I'm going to be off by 30 minutes. Who cares? Every time. We don't always see eye to eye. Good luck embracing the mud. You guys are assholes. You're just the worst. Okay. That fighting is just them. Lower the volume of that a little bit. No, definitely not penetrating base river. How was I going to get a waterfall? How was I going to get a waterfall without water coming in? That is a rate. That's a straight line. That is a radius calculation. What were you guys, if you think that's a wiggly wang, what were you doing in like middle, high school, and college? Middle school, middle to high school. Middle, high school, and college. Or were you just getting like just massively turned on every time you saw math? That's what was going on, wasn't it? You guys just saw radius and you were like, oh, the penetration. Such a ray that'll penetrate to heavens. That's what you were doing, weren't you? You freaking nerds. All right. Death Star, you want a full suite? That's going to have to take a second. Mostly because right now I'm trying to get everyone into the base to determine where their suites can even be. So I see it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It might not get done for a few hours. Local streamer loses his math nerd audience in 10 seconds. I don't think so. I'm literally trying to coax circles into a game with squares, and I can calculate a curve in my head. I think the only math nerd viewers I lost were ones that just tuned in. In which case, if they were not already won over by the beauty that is these circles, then I wasn't going to win them over to begin with. Just trying to get rid of that armor pile in my way. What I need is to start putting shit down here. Start going. that lags some people out. What the hell is on this map every now and then that makes them just freak the fuck out? I know you're saying, well, you have mist and waterfall. That's bad for frames, and this is true. But every now and then, I just lose so many. It's baffling. It's just completely baffling. It might be because they're traveling near the ground. I know they routinely try to pathfind over open air, and it freaks them out. Which means I need more jet. We must get the jet. Now, if I remember correctly, we have jet here. And some lignite, so we might as well. We're going to have to replace that with blocks. We got jet there, and we also got some jet up here. So I'm going to mine that out. Get access to that jet. Do the same over here. Get that jet. This down here has already been done. Why is this wall suspended? Unsuspend. And I think I can touch that, no problem. Up here, we got what we could. We're having an issue with this wall for some reason. Not to bring that up for its... Actually, that is the radius of that circle. So yeah, that just needs to get brought in there and we'll be fine. Good evening, RNG Sama. Good evening, Samza339. All right, so Tachulu said he doesn't. Hellfire does. Steven does. Or any of the rest of you, speak up now so that I can get this into my program. Are any of the rest of you streamers that I keep occasionally forgetting and or don't remember right now? Because some of you started after I started and or were never not shy enough to tell me. Tell me this shit now. Retired Navy vet. I know, yes, I got you. Retired Navy vet. I got a button for you. Because what I want to do is, just to make sure I never forget, I want to get the bot. My bot that does the personal greetings. I want to get the bot to be the one to, like, recognize even if you're hiding. I want to shout you guys out even when you lurk. You'll have no peace. Everyone will know you'll be like, ah, it's them, ah, and they'll throw their panties at you, or underwear, or whatever other garment you're interested in. No, lurking needs to be not called out. I hate bots that call you out when you join. That one was mostly a joke. The bot can be done on lurk and also when people first talk. Pop in the chat, it's like, hey, you! Well, so some of them, I have the bot that does that for a few of the people. They have purchased their own personalized greetings. I have most of them working on when they pop in, most because it usually takes 5 minutes anyways to notice when someone's done something. It's a multi-function bot that works half the time. It's not the same one as the Dwarf Fortress one, though. That is a different bot. That one works all the time. It just doesn't always do what I want it to. But it works. It says purchase as in we just use channel points. We didn't give money. That implies we have money. That implies we've found the secret to happiness. Let none suspect that we know what happiness is. Eldritch, who are my dwarves' relations? Eldritch the Third, ranger who prays the mam goes. Your husband is Grogrin, who is one of our engineers. You have one son, one daughter, and you have a named father who is a green thumb in our base. Younger brother of yours is a ranger on our base. You have a bunch of uncles, cigar kids and uncle. They're mostly just haulers. This fish cleaner's a hauler since we don't do fishing. You have a lot of cousins. They don't do anything. Especially Krage 9. He joined the military. He couldn't figure out what he was doing. You pray to Mam Goes, a female dwarf associated with fame, rumor, scholarship, and writing. Dwarf, a female dwarf associated with wealth. Zetsosh Deepknot, a male dwarf associated with mist. Etor, a male mountain mighty glistens, a male goat associated with light, the sun, fire, volcanoes, and mountains. Froth glands, a skeletal male dwarf associated with disease, blight, and death. Ruled flag, a female dwarf associated with war and fortresses. Desis, a male dwarf associated with lust and depravity. Ming Tooth diamond plate, a male dwarf associated with gambling. Delore power sculpt and large vigor of breaches, a male dwarf associated with courage. And Arel the drink of seals, a female dwarf associated with rivers. This is true. As we're doing Mist, we should probably have a thing dedicated to Mist gods. Boo-doo. Build construction wall. Shirt block. I think I go out. No, I don't go out here. I will need to get rid of these two, though. Please do not stand on each other. Please tell me one of them don't stand on one of the two floors. Whatever you do, do not stand on one of the two floors. It would make me sad if you stood on one of the two floors. I think part of the issue is still all of our damn dogs. We have just two and alpacas. We might have to temporarily violate our vegetarian ethics just to like cut the size down our animals. Because we got like 300 animals. I mean, it's only 242, but clearly that rounds up to 300. That's just how math works. We might need to cut their population down to size to save us some sanity, because there's too many of the damn things. We need to get invaded by goblins. They need to just stay outside and kill all of our animals. You know, I need to find some way to just slowly dump them in the river. Be like, shh. It's all right. Just give in. Actually, a dwarf could fall and not die. Now, do I have jet blocks? I have 2 jet blocks because of the floor upstairs. Why not trade the animals away? That's a good point. Now, do you have to put them each in a cage, or can you trade one cage with 12 animals in it? You have a point there. It would also stop them moving around. Build. No. Is it capital J? Where's cage? Lowercase J. I hit J. You didn't work. I don't know. I know the one cage brand works. Yeah. Putting them down a trip of the waterfall would kill them, though. If nothing else, I think it would stop them breeding. As soon as they do the cage, I'll start shunting all the animals in there. And if they die of starvation, that's not my fault. And that's right outside the temple, so work as like a little museum, I guess. Oh, that's right. You're not making the blocks right now, are you? Rock blocks, repeat. Jet. We only got 7, 14, 21, 28 jet blocks. We need like 90. We're down to 32 people without beds, 25 unknown beds, meaning what? We've dropped to 8? My relationship requirements earlier were 12. Like we dropped too fast without having a relationship. I have to see how well that pans out. Can no longer mill the plants. What were we milling? Don't I want to brew barley? All right. Dimple cup. Cook that shit. Nah, don't cook it. We'll figure that out later. Barley flour for food. That's why we can't brew it. We're cooking it. So where's the kitchen? Fine meal. Repeat. Make sure the kitchen doesn't cook anything we don't want. We want the seeds. I probably actually want to get rid of a bunch of them. Do not... Yes, cook with the flour. We don't have much room to cook. Oh, they've been cooking, haven't they? How much food do we got? Oh, they're $3.79. Actually, our foods are looking a bit low. Let's be careful about that. When are they going to install this cage? Admittedly, it is metal, so it's probably heavy. I should have just made a wooden cage and installed that one. Probably would have taken less time. This is going to make trading a bit of a pain afterwards, though. You. Death Star. There you are. It is a heavy cage. All right. While he does that and gets confused, we are needing to mine out yet more jet. Always in the chase for jet. Cancel that one. So it gets built. What happened here? I guess I got whatever I needed. That got done. Over here got done. That's right, we have a temple out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna have to find some way to like hose connect over to that setup over there. I think once we're low enough, we won't have an issue. Like we're basically going to be drilling into that down here anyways. So we're gonna have to have an issue. We have to recalculate the circles again. Where's Cage Boy? Oh my God, he's so far away. He's got to get like all the way, what, down here? That was close. It's right there. What is this then? Oh, it is just where it's being held. All right, new question. Why is nothing being planted? This is what keeps confusing me here, farm. We don't have Raimi now. Why do we not have Raimi? Is it we're not processing them? Brewing's going well. Where's the farmer's workshop? Down here. You're processing plants, but what are you processing? You're processing Raimi. Well, hurry the fuck up. This isn't even showing Raimi. So I should now have Raimi seeds, right? Because you just processed? So many Raimi plants, but they don't show up under a kitchen? I guess because it can't be brewed or cooked. Ah, I found the one weakness to how I keep track of stocks. How many Raimi plants do we have? we have a lot of Ramey plants. He's not processing them fast enough. Like, this needs to take priority. This is why the clothing industry is slow. This man is just not. Build, workshop, farmers, warmers. There you go. We're going to build another farmer shop. Have this one also on processed plants so that we can process more. Also, what is happening with the work order? Yeah, it's 20 at a time. It's not like I'm doing one at a time. He's just slow. That's basically what I'm going to try to do. You just stuff all those extra llamas and shit into this cage. Wherever they are, alpacas. Afterwards, I'll figure out which 2 or 3 I actually want. We'll put them back up top. That'll get rid of the damn alpacas so we can see afterwards what we're still hung up on. All hail the TARDIS cage. I mean, that's a better thought than whether or not this is actually a cage and we're just literally cramming in that many alpacas. You know, like some of them upside down on top. Legs sticking through the grates. Meh. Where's this hole? 2 over. Yep, I knew I was done. The merchants are leaving. Oh, what? The elven merchants that wouldn't buy any of our stuff anyways? Oh no, the humanity. All right. Now, is this a general one? Condition is 25. Workshop profile, work orders, processed plants, 20. The condition of your reagent is that there is at least 50. They both now need to be 50. Because there's 2 that could activate at once. There's only 25 and they both do 20. It's never going to work. We should be at a point there if we can get 2 farmers working continuously to process out all the thread, giving us back the seeds so we can plant. I'm actually surprised we have so many Ramies working. The brewing system appears to be working. We have booze, mostly because that's just off of rice. We need to get the secondary part of that system going. The barley for food I don't think is working well. We have 125 barley. And the problem is, what, are we just not milling enough? Like, it just keeps stopping. Mill plants. Condition. If there's bags and plants. It's kind of the issue with the mill thing, though, is we need tons of bags for this to work. Condition of the product. I can't even do a condition of a product for milling a plant. So if you know that there's some left, why have you stopped? Because they ran out of bags. We don't have that much flour, though. Where are the bags? How have we run out of bags with 2 flour? What are all the bags being used for? Okay, this means we have to figure out what is going on at the loom. We're going to, not cloth, not the loom, I'm sorry, the weaver's thingy. I always get this backwards. The clothier shop is going to create a work order for a cloth bag. It has it. Well, what the fuck do you mean checking? Do it. This shouldn't even be an issue right now. There, I'm just going to order 3 cloth bags. Go. Yeah. Well, I don't know why he's taking his sweet. Is there an issue with the manager? Is that why nothing's getting done in the background? Storm. Storm, what are you doing? You're drinking. Well, I can understand that. You're taking it from the tavern. Not from the tavern, from the still. And you were just outside. Why were you just outside? I haven't made a new tavern. Also, all of that is completely not the right stone. Fantastic. All right, this goes over here. Do I have extra doors? I do not. Where is Carpenter? We're gonna need extra doors. 1, 2, 3, 4 doors minimum. The bedrooms. Well, we have the numbers from 34 to 17, and the difference has reduced from 8 to 4. So we just need, in the 17 people remaining, for 8 of them to be in a relationship with each other, and our number will work. Otherwise, I have to do an entirely separate dorm. I could, I guess, put it in front of the doors now. That would give me 4 more. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that would just make up the number. We go from 13 to 17. Why do I have a hole here, though? Why did I do this? I did this for a reason. What was my reason? I don't know. Because, yeah, 13 to 17 is a difference of 4 at this point. 4 more beds and we're good. Did I get anything sexy? I did. I got Dwarf Fortress shirt. I got... Where are you? I got a war axe. Because who doesn't get a war axe? I got, I don't have a lot of it in this room right now. I got board games. They're fun, but they're not sexy. I got things in the other room. I'm trying to remember. I got a giant... Throw rug's the wrong term. Blanket you hang. What is a blanket you hang? I think it's a blanket you hang. I got a giant blanket you hang, whatever that term is, of Sherlock Holmes. So I got sexy things. Tapestry? No. I don't think tapestry is the right word. But yeah, no, it uses the words from the Sherlock Holmes books, and then there's a giant gap in the middle of his head. Doo-doo-doo. And I have a few other things, but I cannot remember them right now. Trying to figure out. I'm confused. I know there's something else. I feel real bad, but I'd probably have to go into the other room for like a few minutes to try to remember what it was. Axe? Funny thing though is with the axe, I don't have the axe assembled. I mean, I do, but I don't. One, the thing is heavy. Fully assembled, it would be like this. For dropping on people. But, from a self-defense aspect, if you take off the axe head, the pommel is like solid metal. and you just have a freaking slightly enlarged mace. So, like, on one hand, this is good, and I gotta hang it. But for right now, I kind of just want it for this. Like, I genuinely like the idea of this for a defense thing. Because if you hit someone in the temple with this, they're just not breathing. They're just, their body will cease to be a vessel for their soul if they take that to the temple. Whereas this, it's real nice looking, but it's a bit ungainly for defensive purposes. So yes, I now have 3 swords and a war axe because. And as it is essentially a show thing, this is a flat edge, not a sharp edge. Which means, I mean, the sheer weight of it, though, would probably fucking separate some flesh off of someone's throat. I don't think it would get through the spine. But if you drop that on someone, they're feeling it. But I still just feel like a faster pommel strike would definitely drop someone. You can buy a mace, you know, from Arms and Armor. End them rightly. Well, I mean, at that point, see, here's the thing. If you have a mace, like a mace, and then you use it, it's like, well, why do you have a mace? If you're using a pommel of a show axe, clearly it's self-defense. Because that's not what it was designed for. Can't get questioned, why do you have part of an item? It doesn't make any sense. If you have a mace, though, then it's like, well, why do you have a mace? I told you guys that, right? I got questioned way back when in the military. They thought I was crazy or some shit. Like, they're going to, like, put me on a list. Because I had a two-handed Irish sword. And they put out this this paper saying that if you have any bladed weaponry, i.e. if you have knives, that they felt you couldn't be trusted with knives if you lived in the barracks. So if you had any bladed weaponry, you had to turn it in to the armory, your unit armory, so that they could play with it. BT dubs. I always thought that idea by itself was dumb. Just like, all right, so now they're going to play with it. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Because these are the same people that live in the fucking barracks. Stupid ass idea. Anyways, so I thought I was going to be like, well, I've got this two-handed Irish sword. You know, clearly it's a showpiece, not an actual bladed weaponry. But to be safe, I should ask if I need to store my two-handed Irish sword in the armory. Now, I didn't have it with me at the time, but I was thinking about bringing it down and, you know, hanging on the wall in my barracks room. Well, the word I keep avoiding, by the way, for like a two-handed Irish or Scottish sword is a claymore. Little known fact, if you go up to someone in your armory and just go, I've got a claymore I'm shipping in, and I'm wondering if I can just put it on my wall or if I need to, like, store it here, freaks them the fuck out because that's what we call mines. So if you go up to your armory specialist and ask him if you can keep a mine in your room, he's going to write a letter to your chain of command. Or not write a letter, but he's going to, you know, talk to your chain of command. And they're gonna bring you in for some questions. Where did you get a claymore from? How long have you had a claymore? Is it operational? What makes that part worse is if in your head it's not a mine still. Is it operational? Well, I mean, it's not sharp. What the fuck do you mean it's not sharp? Because SHARP is also an Army acronym for Sexual Harassment Assault Response Program, i.e. the anti-rape program. So if someone in the Army asks you, does your mind work? And you go, well, it's not rape prevention, they get confused. Yeah, so it's just been through that. So now I'm just like, you know what, whatever. It's just sensible just to not even have the thing that you think you have. No one else is gonna understand it anyways. So yeah, they probably still tell that story. Yeah, so you know, just a fair warning. Does not matter how preventative your anti-personnel mine is against rape and shit like that. You can't have it in your barracks room. So we had this guy who thought mines were for rape prevention. To be fair, basket-hilted Scottish broadswords have also been called claymores, and they're definitely useful in rape prevention. Yeah, so what I ended up doing is I just never had the sword shipped. I was just like, no, I don't want to deal with that. You know what it really was, though? The reason why I ended up not doing it is I genuinely thought that it was going to have to be in the armory. And I was like, there's no fucking way in hell that these fucking bored servicemen sitting in an armory aren't going to be swinging my sword around, denting the shit out of it. I was just like, this is a dumb idea. Similar in vein to that dumb idea, they had a high dollar value item sheet. Basically, for some reason, follow this through, this logic. If you lived in the barracks, the leadership wanted to know what you had that was worth money in case it got stolen. To help with investigations, I guess, because it's a barracks and everyone's kind of living together. You're all in your own little room, but you're all joined together in one giant building. Okay, so what they wanted you to do was you had to fill out on this item anything in your barracks room that was $200 or over in cost. Anything. And you had to have some way to identify what that item was. Serial number, did you scratch in your initials, your social, so on and so forth. And then, because NCOs could investigate your barracks room at basically any time, something is wrong here, at any time, you had to have this sheet posted on the back of the door leading into your barracks room. Because the NCO, if you wanted to immediately have access to it and verify that they were tracking all of your items, needed to have, there was like 3 sheets on the back of your door, and that was one of them. Needed to be able to turn around and look at the sheet and identify whether or not you were updating this paper correctly. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Makes it exactly. Everyone who lived in the barracks was like, this is a dumb idea. What are you talking about? But the leadership, this was in Fort Sill, by the way. We didn't do this in Japan, to be clear. This was not in Kadena Air Base. This was in Fort Sill. So everyone had to sit there and basically put up, like, here's my loot table. So if someone broke into your room, which it's not even breaking in, because as it's a barracks, it's done by DPW, the Department of Public Works for the base. So anyone could just go into your room basically at any time. Like there was like a super key to get into your room. And there was I think a second version of the super key done by CQ, or like the people who watch the barracks for the day. Not CQ, that's for a different, same idea basically. Actually, no, that was CQ. What am I thinking of? Staff duty. Anyways, so you weren't the only one with a key to your room. Like there, lots of people that you did not know had the key to your room, and just on the back of your door was a listed thing. Now, what you might be saying to yourself is, well, strategist, while it's a dumb idea, you're misunderstanding the point. If someone were to steal it, because the unit has a copy of it, you've already verified with them what the item is and its price, so that the insurance for the building would cover it, because they force you to live in the barracks. So, you know, it's a dumb idea, but it expedites it in your favor of the back end. Couple reasons why this doesn't work. One, the unit doesn't have a copy of this paper. for some reason. They never made a copy of it. You had the only copy. It's on the back of your door. 2, there is no insurance. They never cover anything you lose. They never tell anyone this. I had to tell people this a couple times and they still refuse to believe me. You have to go get your own insurance, like renter's insurance for a barracks room. You have to go get renter's insurance. The unit never tells you this, never bothers to tell anyone this. And then the people living in the barracks are just like, well, obviously they would because they're making us live here. No, there is an insurance on the building. That's like military shit for like the actual structure. They don't give a fuck about you. Like they won't even cover if you got your military shit stolen. It's like, no, that's not what this is for. So, nope, it's not to help you in any way, shape, or form, and the unit has no copy of it. And there's nothing to verify what you said the items were worth, which made the whole thing pointless. Made the whole fucking thing pointless. If the item was worth 1,000, why is there a thing there? What are you doing? Oh, he was... Oh, they're going down the stairs and just falling. Well, that's interesting. Did not know they would do that. You could have a $200 PlayStation. You could write it down for like $400. And you know what the NCO verifying it would do? You bought it when it was brand new, didn't you? There's nothing to verify what the price of anything was. It was just whatever you said it was. And the NCO was like, I have seen this item. And he signed off on it. It didn't verify what the cost actually was. So the whole thing made no sense. None of it was a sensible idea at all. I have no clue why that thing exists. It probably still does. Yeah, dude, I would love to have lived in housing. Everyone always pointed that out too. Basically what the barracks was in the Army, at least Fort Sill, was punishment for being single. That's what it came down to. If you were married, you didn't have to live in a barracks. You got special allowance to go live in a house, either on post or off post. You always want to be living off post. Always want to be living off post. But if you don't, you have to live in the barracks. That's just what they decide. But because you're living in the barracks, that means anyone can break into your room. Like, not break in, but they can knock on your room at any point in time to be like, hey, I'm going to investigate your room right now. Make sure it's up to snuff 24/7. You know, everything better be clean and in a neat place, and your clothing better be hung, all that good jazz. Anytime. If for some reason the people who smoke have left too many butts on the ground, they'll go around to every barracks door, knocking on everyone's door, dragging everyone out to make everyone go pick up cigarette butts. Like, it was literally just punishment for being single. That's what a barracks is. If you were married, you got an allowance for housing. You could get on post or off post. If you're on post, they can bother the shit out of you. Your lawn's not nice enough. You have to do this. It's basically like a super HOA. So that shit's obnoxious. If you're off post, they can't bother you about that. But the big nice thing is, because you're married, even if you're on post, they can't just be like, we're gonna do a house inspection, because you're the one that sold your life away, not your spouse. So they're not allowed to just break in and start investigating shit because they're infringing on her freedoms, and she didn't sign those freedoms away. So there were a lot of people who just got married, like literal political marriages in the military, to just not deal with fucking the barracks. Like 100%, that definitely happened. It was the most obnoxious, stupidest shit. Yeah, no, it definitely is. That barracks was awful. Like in terms of like what the room size was and shit, it was good, but just what you had to deal with for being there. Like I said, wasn't that bad in Japan. In Japan, basically, like, there is housing for people who are married, but like the barracks was an internal barracks, if that makes sense. and nobody wanted to mess with you other than that, you know, couple times when I had crazy upstart NCOs break in through my window and ask what I'm doing when I was doing D&D. Other than those few times, like you would get room inspected, but it would be like, okay, well, they're inspecting, like your unit's doing a room inspection this morning or something. Those type of things are like, whatever, you know, it's like I'm doing this rather than, you know, working right now or doing PT or something. So that shit's like, it's cool. You're not getting like off-houred ones because, like I said, it's internal. So in Fort Sill, right? One, you're in garrison. For some reason, everything's just dumber in garrison. Just take that as a rule. Garrison basically means you're stateside. You're inside the continental United States. I don't know why the army just sucks when you're in garrison. It just does. There's just nothing to do. So you have every NCO, well, not every NCO, but every Karen tendency is turned up to 11. Like, is this a problem? No, but they're bored, so they need to make it a problem. That didn't really happen too much in Japan. But like I said, in Fort Sill, the barracks is external. So there are fences and railings, and you go around the outside of the barracks room. So you just go to any like kind of room. There's stairways, like 3 or 4 stairways up the entire building. You know, go up and down. You just go for whatever you're wanting to do, and it's not really a thing. And CQ isn't really doing much. Like, they're there to answer questions, but because it's external, they can't really regulate who's going in or out. In Japan, it's an internal structure. Because it used to be an Air Force barracks. So you have the walls and everyone's rooms, the doors are inside in a central hallway on each of the 3 floors. And there's one CQ for the entire building, because the only way into the building is through the front and back doors, which are facing each other through the central office. So you also don't even like, it's just one thing, whole building, entries done really well. So they just assume that things, because anything being brought in is going through CQ. So they're like, well, we're not paranoid you have illegal substances and shit like that. Blah, 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 blah. So between it not being garrison and that they just had more faith in the security, I'll say, of the CQ, the barracks in Japan was way the fuck nicer, which was kind of funny considering the barracks in Japan was like, what's the word for run down and no one's allowed to live in it? Destitute? No, not demolished. I forget what the word is. There's a word for when a building is too run down, you're not allowed to live in it. Condemned. Yeah, we'll go with condemned. The barracks we lived in was technically condemned. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, God, they hated you. Why would they put you in a condemned building? It was only condemned by Air Force standards. So we got a sweet-ass building. Because I think I've been in 3 or 4 barracks, or had been in my military career. I'd been in 3 or 4 different barracks. And the one at Katina Air Base that we lived in was the nicest one, and it was condemned. Because what it was is, at some point, the building had been rated too low for Air Force standards. So they said, this building is condemned, we're gonna get rid of it. And then the Army went, wait, we need an Army barracks. Can we buy it off of you? And then the Air Force was like, if you want to, but the building is condemned, no one can live here. The Air Force went, don't worry, we'll fix it. So the Army got the condemned building from the Air Force. Then the Army looked at it and said, this building is way the fuck above all of our standards, and just used it as is. So it was one of the nicest barracks setups I'd ever been in. And the only reason why we had it was the Air Force wanted to get rid of it because they said no one can live here. This building is too nasty. I swear to God, that sweet by Army standards, condemned, exactly. Squalid would have worked as well. I don't even really know why it was condemned. I don't know why. I do know that I think at one point there was something happening with one of the hurricanes or something. they had to post some people there for like an event or something they were doing. I can't remember what it was specifically. They had to post some people there temporarily. They got special pay. The Air Force people got special pay for living in such bad conditions for like a couple days that they were there. I forget what it was, but it's so low standard by the Air Force that they paid these people like a per diem for living in our barracks. And I still don't know why. It was a nice building, but the Air Force was just like, oh God, we're so sorry we're doing this to you. Please wipe your tears away with this money and forget about the horrible time you were with the Army. Nothing makes you look at like your surroundings and be like, yo, is something wrong with us? Than someone informing you, dude, I'm getting paid. Like, it wasn't a small amount either. It was over 200. It was, I don't know what the exact numerical thing was. So I'm going to say $250. It was like $250 like a day or some shit, I think, for being in such horrible conditions. It might have been for the 3 days. I think it was daily though. You have to remember, this is like over a decade ago at this point. But it was definitely over $200. He was getting paid some ridiculous amount of money to just be in our barracks for a few days. And at that point, it just makes you look around and be like, are we not supposed to live here? Probably an HVAC issue. The Air Force is really touchy about that. If it had black mold, it would be good to go for Navy standards. Building at Bellevue I worked in for Army had black mold. I went on for like 2 years, so they decided to demolish the building. Now, we had that at the other barracks in Japan. So that barracks is the Army barracks at Kadena Air Base, which is where Patriot is. But there is Army in Okinawa, Japan, that's not Patriot. So they're not allowed to be on the air base, I guess. So they're in the Army station that is on Kadena Air Base called Tori Station. It's a tiny fucking like area, uber fucking tiny, called Tori. It's like Tori Gate or Tori Station. It's not even called like base. It's how fucking tiny it is. That one, the barracks there, you had one tiny fucking room, one tiny ass room, a joint bathroom. Like you had to leave your bedroom, your room to go down a hallway to a bathroom. Like this Kadena Air Base barracks, like had a one bathroom that was shared between every 2 rooms. So you had a door on either side, and you just knocked first to see if the other guy was using it, and then you would lock his doors when you went in, and make sure to unlock it when you're done and stuff. But in Kadena, you have a super tiny fucking room, and it's like uncomfortably tiny room. It's like creepily tiny and really fucking tall, like over 10 feet up tall, like really fucking tall room, but uber tiny, and you had to leave that to go down there. It apparently had a mold problem, which I learned one day when there were civilians coming through to be like, oh yeah, no, we're walling off this one area over here because it had some mold, and then we're going to slowly go through the building, walling off different areas as we remove the mold, and then you'll have to change rooms around us. It was fucking weird. But anyways, it was during that I learned why the rooms were that way. Turned out it used to be a prison. The actual Army barracks there was basically a remodeled prison. It was like a tiny prisoner of war prison. The ceilings were super high, so you couldn't hang yourself off of anything.
Thank you so much.
Faded Shots, thank you so much for following. Ooh. Now, there's a lot of follows at once. Is everyone feeling sorry about the prison? Are these like pity follows? You lived in a prison. I'm so sorry. I want to be in the military. Yes, Faded Shots, I'll put you in the military. I just need you to get a dwarf first. I use a script to keep track of whether or not you're alive. Once you do that, I can get you in the military. Kalohe Pirate, thank you for following. Yes, just... There we go. Faded Shots, getting dwarf 1. I just use this to sort them in order. As nickname. All right, who are the dwarves that don't have nicknames? Faded Shots, you are a ranger. And Dacebass 76. 1, 2, 3. You're an herbalist, which means you're going to be a green thumb. Well, no, I mean, for Faded, no, the real trick to it is now if you type in that same command, like just do the exact same one again, instead of it giving you a number, it's my bot will send you a whisper saying you're alive. That way, if I'm not doing Dwarf Fortress, you can keep track of whether or not you're alive. Faded Shots said he wanted to be in military, I believe. Faded Shots wants to be in the military. He wants to live that prison cell lifestyle. So yeah, no, we had like regular doors and stuff, but like I said, they were just really, really like the room I'm in right now is bigger. And I think you guys have seen from the action cam when I do push-ups, which I just remembered I missed during the thing. I'm sorry. Like it's a sizable room, but it's not like that big of an office space. This room is genuinely bigger than the barracks space at Tory Station. I want to say like half. I want to say like this room is double my barracks room at Tory, but is... I want to say about half to 2/3 the size of the one at Kadena Air Base, their barracks. What do you mean no push? I was talking. You shush. You shush. But yeah, no. But we did get paid for that one. If we were at the Army base one, the Tory Station one, they didn't have any food there. So they paid you an extra amount of money per month to go and get your own food because they realized that they just forgot to get it for you. The barracks on Kadena Air Base was by the dining facility. Now remember, it used to be an Air Force barracks, meaning it had been built by the Air Force, meaning the dining facility was built by the Air Force, which meant it was the greatest dining facility I've ever been in. I've been in... Hold on. I want to say 7 dining facilities when I was in the military. And that one that was across the barracks in Kadena was the best one, because it was the only Air Force one I'd ever eaten in. That shit was amazing. Open 24 hours, 24/7, and for like the early to late 12 hours. Like, as long as it's not afternoon, you could just get omelets and shit there, like all fucking hours. The thing was amazing. What is your opinion on making tacos tomorrow? All right, what is... Only 7, fucking pogue. You're damn straight. You're damn straight a poke. Fucking... No, that was honestly the best one. And again, it's just because it was an army. There's so much of a difference in standards between the branches. It's kind of depressing. Air Force is definitely like the loved child of all the branches. Pogue? Pogue. POG. You wouldn't say Pog. That's not Pog. I know what you're going with. I know you're trying to make fun of my pronunciation. No, that's like an army joke acronym thing. It's Pogue. You call someone a fucking Pogue. It means personnel other than grunt. Yeah, it means personnel, i.e. not infantry. Because the not the joke, but the statement is supposed to be that everyone has an MOS, your military occupational specialty, i.e. your job. However, the secondary thing is that everyone's also an infantryman. Supposedly, like, oh, but everyone's trained to shoot the rifles and shit. So at any point in time, anyone could just be an infantryman, which is fucking wrong. I'm sorry, but no, I did not have the correct training to do proper infantry shit. Let's just be clear on that. But the people who do infantry things, they're like, well, we're the only ones that really know, do, and how to fight. So their slur to everyone that's not infantry, basically, is that you're a fucking Pogue. So if you try to, like, because some people, you can do any MOS and, like, get airborne. You can get airborne as part of your contracts. You can get airborne training. Ooh, I can jump out of a plane. Go ahead and do that shit. Go ahead and be like, oh, I'm airborne, to actual airborne infantry. They're going to call you a Pogue, and they're going to call you a fucking boot, which is what actual airborne calls anyone who's not airborne, because they have to walk. So those people, they're fucking boots. So yeah, I know the acronym looks weird, POG, but that's not POG in the Army. That's Pogue. Or is it legs? Is it legs? It might not have been boot. Boot might have been training. Legs might be walking. I never dealt with airborne myself. I never saw the purpose. I was, for anyone who doesn't know what my MOS is, I was 14 Echo. Combat arms. I was near the front line. I operated radars and I shot missiles to shoot things down. Whenever it came up for me to do airborne, they're like, oh, do you want to do good on your PT test and you want to see if you want to go to airborne school? I was like, this makes no sense. I sit on the ground and shoot at shit in the air. Why do I want to do the extra training to go in the air and hope I don't get shot at? But you can jump out and parachute. To do what? I sit at a radar and shoot missiles. I'm not hopping out of the plane holding the rocket into the enemy rocket. So I never actually went. I was actually offered it a few times. Never wanted to do that shit. I was just like, no, I know what my job is. I know my role, and my role is not fucking airborne. I'm not doing that. That has nothing to do with my job. Yeah, grandson is doing the Ranger airborne route, but is a drone mechanic MOS. I kind of laughed at him, was like, if it makes you feel better. Yeah, well, Sniper, you're good at those long shots. Care to specialize in knife fighting? It's just something you can hold over a fresh private's head because no one else gave a shit. Yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. All these alpacas are starving because we're slowly cramming them into a cage. So just ignore the animal cruelty. That's supposed to happen. Are they all in the cage yet? What are these that aren't in the cage? I thought these were the damn alpacas I was getting. What are you? Why are you not in the cage? I don't understand. It said all the alpacas. Assign search alpaca. Blue means they're in the cage, right? Oh, blue means they're supposed to, I guess, or this cage. If it's not lit up, they're not in yet. Okay. They'll get put in. But yeah, no, anytime that was ever like floated as a thing to inspire me, I'll word it that way. I 100% never understood the point. Not necessarily against airborne itself, just for my MOS. Again, they tried one time airdropping a Patriot system. freaking $1 million radar, gigantic freaking generators and stuff. That thing crumpled. It hit the ground, even with like the 3 or 4 parachutes it had, whatever it was. It just weighs too damn much. That thing hit the ground and went and just crumpled. The insides of it can be, if not well maintained, so sensitive to just temperature changes. Like you have to physically tweak things sometimes to like account for the change in humidity, because it's a radar. It's got nothing but endless series of computer chips and radar frequency generators and shit like that, and traveling wave tubes. You can't just drop it out of a plane and expect it to work. It was the least... I kept having this disagreement with people. For some reason, Patriot is routinely listed by some of these things as a mobile SAM site, a mobile anti-missile emplacement system. It's not mobile. I refuse. It is not. The idea being that within 1 hour, it can go from shooty to truck mode drivey is why it's called mobile. That's not mobile, chat. That's movable. Because you know what happens after you do that? You got to go do maintenance and figure out if any of those chips went bad, if any of the things got jostled loose. Like, let me put it this way. You don't do an entire battalion at once. You make sure someone's got the air picture before someone else moves. You don't just fucking... It's not mobile. It's not fucking mobile. I hate anything and everything wherever that thing is addressed as mobile. It's not mobile. It's movable. Big difference. Like I said, there are parts that aren't necessarily glass, but they have like... I mean, there's like... Just the element array on front alone are these long cylindrical tubes that you put in. Like that shit can get affected by things. I don't think I've ever seen a single radar move. Now, most of the time, whatever does happen is something minor. Like, okay, we have to be aware of X, Y, Z. It's not like the whole thing doesn't work. But there was always something that was like, okay, we now have a new error. The next time we go down for maintenance, put this on the log. We're going to have to fix, again, X, Y, Z. Minor shit. But that's just from driving. Drop that thing out of a plane, you're going to have some big errors. What about the potable water? Good to drink, cool, but non-potable has a nicer finish. Dude, we had these things called like water buffaloes, right? It's just a giant metal cylinder on a trailer, and it has stenciled on it potable, i.e. safe to drink. To verify it's safe to drink, they're supposed to every 6 months test the water. Make sure it's not mold or anything growing in it. They're supposed to test it. I don't think I'd ever seen a water buffalo who had a test on it that was more recent than 2 years. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one of those things get tested. And I'm still not, I'm not even entirely sure the 2 years wasn't just faked. Dwarf by Kalohe Pirate. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Hold on. It's not Kalohe. Kaloh? No. Is it Kalohe? Is that Pacific Island? What is that? Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mr. Pirate, you are a hauler, which means right now your guy doesn't actually have a job. He's just there to do the general bringing stuff around. He does do crafting. He does do crafting jobs, but it means that your guy is up for getting assigned to something else. So I cannot verify what your job is. Yeah, I think it's about every 6 months they're supposed to get fucking tested to make sure that they are in fact potable. But like I said, I never actually saw one get tested, like, ever. I heard of one getting tested. Like, I was at a unit and we heard that our sister units their water buffalo got tested and it failed horribly. The only reason why I heard about that is they had to borrow ours. They had to borrow ours because they weren't allowed to use theirs because it had to get like super clean because it had failed for something or other. So we just gave them ours. But ours also hadn't been tested in over a year. This is kind of like, does this fix it? If you don't test it to see if it's failed, it hasn't technically failed yet. Remember that, chat. Remember, if you haven't tested that it's failed, it has not failed. It is good to go until proven otherwise. Magna Dracomon, how goes it? You got a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Magna, do you know which one you're on? Have you had a guy for this base? I'm going to assume at least the second, Magna Dracomon, for right now. Oh, and you are a jeweler. Oh my God. That one guild we have is doing work. Look at this. Hold on. If I sort this by cast, I'm telling, this is what my video is going to be. My next College of Dwarfology video. I'm telling you, if you aren't switching that guild system over, if you're not doing that setting change that I do, you are so missing out. Look at all of the skills we are accruing. Does that translate to military for ambush? Yes, it does. Dude, we haven't even been doing anything. We got like the world's greatest freaking archers. I'm surprised our agility is so low though. How are they gaining swimming? Is that from the occasional water hitting them? I mean, I guess so, but the water would need to be like 4 deep for that to work. I mean, it's not much, but it is some. I like that. And the actual barracks being by the temple, doing work. Doing so much work. AKA, we bleached the fuck out of it. Yeah, no, probably not even that. Dry it out from the sun, you're good to go. That actually holds up. Did it with a wet vac one. Seemed fine. What's the guild trick? Okay, so the guilds right now are stronger than I think they're mostly known for. I don't think I've seen anyone really discussing it. I've done this over my last 3 or 4 bases, and it always works. Sometimes it works better than others. And that is that you don't have to be in the guild. The guilds are not what they are. A guild is an area of effect. The guilds work like barracks, kind of. And what they are is an area effect of learning. Ooh. So 2 things right now, because they both work basically the same way. Barracks and guild. Right now, off of an armor stand over here, I've created this as a barracks that both my army squads train in. Now, you might say to yourself, only the army trains in that barracks. That's what you're thinking in your head, because that's what makes sense. Let's assume they're filled. They're not, but to give you guys as much math to diminish my point as much as possible, we're going to add 10 people to this guild, to this barracks that aren't even in the squad right now. We're going to add one here and assume 20 people are getting training. 20. This barracks overlaps with a temple that I've said anyone can go to. This temple is actually not dedicated to any particular god. Why are people hungry? Oh, that's the alpacas. It's not dedicated to any particular god. So, reasonably, only 20 people should be getting military training. If we look by fighter alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to say this guy so far. Now remember, we added 11, but we're going to say 20. Maybe they were in the barracks and I just left them out. We've also been gaining training on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 more people than our theoretical 20, even though we know we added 11 to that. So you can see who's really in the barracks, but everyone else is getting training by osmosis. And if it goes long enough, by the way, this does add up. Particularly, I don't know how much we're getting in training and discipline, but this does and can add up. We did a 1-to-1 overlap of a temple before, and our dwarves were all getting so trained that none of them were running when things were invading from our caves. We didn't have anything guarding the cave in that base. And anything that popped through the door just got socked in the face by the nearest dwarf because no one was running in terror. We have a slight overlap, so we're only getting the actual training on people who happen to be in the temple in the northeastern corner. So we're not having a full effect, but that is still working. However, the real other effect is down in our mines. By the way, for anyone who is new, whenever I do a new base, chat comes up with 3 themes, 3 memes that I have to try to follow by when doing the base. And our memes for this one are circles. Circles. Everything is circles. A central waterfall, which is what we're literally doing in that area. And a diverse vegetarian fort, which is why I'm shoving all the animals into a cage and trying not to butcher them to just lower the numbers. And I'm trying to do different farms for the 3 or 4 food and drink types, so on and so forth. But anyways, down here in our mines, we put down a guild, the Hoary Seed. What is this guild? It is a guild for rangers, but you can change your restriction. Your guilds normally start at only members can visit, i.e. the only people who are allowed to come to this guild are guild members because we don't want anyone else to see. Problem is, that's a dumb idea. 1, it means if someone's off base, they can come because they're a guild member. So I don't like that idea. All visitors welcome. Also not a good idea. Citizens and long-term residents only means that anyone who is a member of your base can visit this guild hall. And I'm doing that in air quotes for a reason, because separate from being a guild hall, particularly if it's citizens and long-term residents only, it is now a meeting location. Meaning, if a dwarf just needs to go somewhere, there is a chance he'll just hang out in this ranger guild for no reason other than to socialize, because it's a meeting area. So whenever any of our actual rangers in this area does something like, is doing animal dissection demo, everyone is doing it. We have ambush animal dissections because anyone in the base could be up here. Any of them can be watching or leading different things at the same time based upon what skill they are. Basically, this is just one giant area for anyone to train anyone in the base if they have a pertinent skill to the guild, not whether or not they are members of the guild. And since anyone can watch, because it's just a meeting area, even if they didn't have the skill, they gain the skill. Meaning, if they come back later, they might try to teach the skill because now they have the skill to teach. Because it's not, you can only watch if you're at a lower skill. It's, do you have the skill? Teach the skill. Now, I think the game will still try to choose who has the highest person with that skill, who has the highest skill in the square. But who cares? That it could be anyone that has the highest amount of that skill. So because it is a ranger guild, everyone has been training each other in the ranger guild skills. This is, I'm not even counting because I just went the whole way down. 120 dwarves is listed here, and I went all the way down. And for animal, and some of these are not important skills, but who cares? We almost hit all 120, 3, 6, 8. There's 112 people that have gotten animal care now. Animal training, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 111 who got that. Hunting, there's a little over 10 that now they're all low skills because they're not all going to be here because it is just a meeting area. Zeandor, thank you so much for following. But what that does mean is if there is now an emergency and I want to recruit people into the military, I don't go, damn it, I only have 8 people that have skill at hunting, which does translate over into the military skill under ambushing. I don't go, oh, I only have 8 people with ambushing. It might be a low skill, but I now have my entire base right now knows what a crossbow is. Varying skill notwithstanding, everyone can pick one up and shoot at it. It's not necessarily high enough for them to not also try to use it in melee, but it's also not my problem. And small animal dissection, which is what they are training right now, we've even got a dude who's legendary in it for some reason. Second to all of this, which is a compounding issue, which I'm hoping they don't nerf, but they probably will nerf, is that if you are in any of these things, hold on, if you are in any of these things and you are learning this skill, you're building up your student skill. The better your student skill, the more experience you gain while watching someone else teach it. So if someone is going from guild to guild to guild hanging out, they keep watching people training, they level up their student skill, meaning in the future, they level up faster watching other people teach just random nonsense. But then conversely, if they are the ones doing it, they gain teaching skill. So a multiplier between their teaching skill and someone's learning skill means how fast they learn. So because everyone is slowly teaching and slowly learning, they're all like compound building up this stat rate into the fucking sky so that they all in the future need even less training to have accrued a skill. Now, right now it is low, but this does at some point start picking up. Like I said, we ended up, because I had overlaid one temple, what I did before in a previous base is where there was a central stairwell. We have a waterfall. Pretend this is a stairwell. When you went down 2 Z levels where the stairwell ended and you had to go off to go onto the floor, I did a giant temple around the 2x2 stairwell and a giant barracks around the 2x2 stairwell. The temple was to the god of death. I thought it was appropriate. What this meant was, 1, everyone going to that temple was getting barracks training. The temple was open up to everyone in my base, not everyone in the religion. So again, it counted as a meeting area, meaning everyone was getting military training. 2, which is why I referenced it as an area of effect earlier, everyone walking through, even if they weren't stopping, kept occasionally getting points. It apparently, I think it just matters if you're there. You have to be watching to level up your student skill, near as I can tell. But if you're there and not watching, you still gain the skill. Because after all, the people in this temple, they're not watching the military training. They're just nearby. So they're not gaining student skill, but they are still gaining military skill. So everyone walking through the central stairwell was getting military training. Now it was so varied because they were going through that they weren't necessarily peeking out and fighting or dodging or whatever, but they were all like level 5. But the majority of the base had hit legendary or almost legendary in discipline, which is the fight or flight response essentially, meaning none of my military ever left, 1. But also, as I said, I had a stairwell into the cavern layer that I didn't guard. We kept having cave crocs come through, and just the nearest dwarf would bludgeon it. He would get injured because he wasn't trained. Don't get me wrong. He would get injured, but it would be one dwarf getting injured, taking out a cave croc, versus 20 dwarves dying because they're all running in terror. Way the fuck better. I will need to rechange this around to better maximize the things. I'm going to be building up the walls so that we can just set what the area is. But that is kind of how that works. So that is what I'm going to be doing in my College of Dwarfology. Faded shots. I'm seeing the chat that I missed when I was going over this. But Drite 2905, you overlap your barracks with the tavern, you get a fort full of drunken masters. And then what happens? You overlap 2 different barracks, and then so a drink and then count as training because I need a promotion. You're all making a joke, but yes, 100%. If I just put the barracks, which I think I did at the beginning, if I just put the barracks in overlapped with the tavern, they gain training. Just overlap the areas. Now, as for what would happen if you overlap 2 barracks, you should kind of maybe already be doing that. Technically, if you have an area, right, and you say, I want both barracks, both squads to train, they don't reserve the room and then the other one waits. They can both train at the same time. So you can have one barracks and just overlap it just by hitting training on all your different squads. This is technically 2 barracks right now. I just don't have a second squad. If I did have a second squad, they would individually be leading their own training, so you could be getting it at a faster rate. Which, now that I've said it out loud, means you should probably always try to have a second squad. I don't know why I didn't think of that until I said it just now, but yeah, that because they do each do their own training, so you'd have double the rate. Problem is that second squad I think is ranged. Are you ranged? I always forget where this is. You. They're both on leather armor? Okay. I guess they don't have much metal. Hold on. I want to do something. They're not doing ranged fighting right now anyways. But why don't I put in some of the unnamed rangers to test this theory? One, two, three, four, five. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. 10 Rangers set their schedule to train at 6. Hold on. I always set the number to try to not necessarily be max. This other number should also, whatever, to not be max. That way you have one dwarf that's not training all the time. So if he needs to, he can prioritize getting a drink or sleeping or whatever. They should do it anyways, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I have been known to do that. So now they should always have people training as well.
Thank you so much.
I always like sleep in room at will, and inactive, they stayed uniform. It gets rid of a lot of overlapping issues, and you don't necessarily need to sleep in a barracks. Like, unless you want, like, if you wanted to say set up a squad of Marines, like a quick response force, like I need them always ready. You don't want them sleeping deeper in the base. Those ones you'd probably say sleep in barracks. That way they are always either training or close. But if you have like a small base or it's kind of centralized, kind of like what I'm doing, you don't necessarily need to do that, at least not where I am in this. So sleep in room at will is fine. And then military, someone followed, hold on, I will get to you. A is already inactive, B is now also inactive. We should see in a second, it'll click up a bunch of people going active to train. It should, because they're now active. We just assigned them to active. But yeah, we'll see if that doubles our rate of military experience gain. There'll be double the training. But my second thought, the reason why I did this is not even because of what I was doing with the guild system, is if you think about this, if you have enough people set up to just keep doing training, and they all train in the same barracks now, wouldn't that mean that they all gain double the experience rate of those skills? I.e., can we create a danger room without a danger room? Because think of it this way. One squad, 10 people, right? One guy's doing leading, 8 people are learning. Depending upon what your number is. So they're gaining a rate of this. If you say take 6 people, lower it down, so there's 8 in each squad, you have 2 people training. I think you still only gain regular speed for teaching and student, but if they're doing the same skill, would they gain it twice as fast? Or more importantly, if they're training 2 different skills, they should level up both skills. Like, I don't think there's a division of attention in the game. Because so far I've only overlapped a training area with a non-training area. I never thought to just overlap training areas, would that go faster? It should. Because again, the people in the temple aren't watching the barracks and they still gain experience. So you don't have to be doing the watching job to gain the experience. We're about to find out, folks. I've had a slightly shitty last day of the year after being told me being myself with people of a certain server makes them uncomfortable, awkward. I'm looking forward to meeting new, more true friends instead. I've had a slightly shitty last day of the year. People. One, that blows. That blows, Magna, but we have our server. Fuck it. Who are you three? I don't mean to call you out, even though if anyone goes to server, they would see it anyways. We got 2 or 3 people, or 4. People do what they want on my server. As long as no one's insulting anyone or whatever, people tend to just do whatever they want. So don't worry about making people feel awkward on my server. So you overlap barracks and tavern, drinking, organized trading. I feel that's a bug, but at the same time, it's fun to exploit. Yes, Z Andor. No, Drite, you're the one who followed. Thank you so much for following. I still been here while creating an RSS feed, and now I'm in the military. Life sure is funny sometimes. Why would they nerf this? You've basically built a public school system. Stands to reason that people would be more schooled. I don't think that would be nerfed because I'm suspecting that it might in fact be a bit of a bug. Like they nerfed training rooms, so they might just nerf the experience system. Like I said, if it's working as intended, then yay. If it's not, they might fix it. What tile set is this? Vetlinger. I'm using, which by the way, didn't something happen with Vetlinger? No, Meth. Something happened with Meth. The latest Lazy Noob pack doesn't use Meth anymore. And they said it in their patch logs. They were worried about copyright issues. So I'm wondering if, because Meth is now working with KitFox for the tile set for the official Dwarf Fortress, if now Lazy Noob pack doesn't have Meth for the regular Dwarf Fortress. I'm wondering if that's just Lazy Noob pack or if you're not supposed to use Meth for regular anymore. Because that sounded weird to me. I was like, did Meth just go like you have to pay to use it? That's kind of weird. I don't know what happened with that. But yes, and it's not Chisel. Technically, it's Shizzle. Because you can do, if you're using text will be text, you can do 2 different tile sets. So the graphics is Vetlinger 32, but the font is Shizzle Clean. I started playing 3 days ago, currently in my 4th region. Scrapped the first 3 for failed aesthetic reasons. So much to learn. I like the way you're explaining the concept. Yeah, no problems, Xandor. Feel free to ask questions. You know, I was thinking I'd love a commission system for sweet furniture. I want like gold beds and silver chairs. Yes, I know they're starving. We're kind of doing that on purpose. Isn't that already kind of in? You'd want to pair up hammer and archers. Oh, yeah, there you go. If this works, that would be exactly the point. So, Spear Dwarf is doing a dodging demonstration. What I want is those rangers. Are they doing anything or are they waiting for this seasonal change? Because they're set to active. They're supposed to be training with 6. But what are they doing? Hold on. And again, you guys do not need this other program. I just do it to find things very fast because I feel like it'd be easier on stream. Praying, meditating. Okay. Leading to, oh, because some of them are in the other damn place. Leading a dodging demonstration to Cood is. Oh, because they're not all rangers. How did I grab a spearman? Or I guess he leveled up his skill a little bit and just became a spearman. Or, oh, I never gave them custom professions, so the game is changing their profession on me. And a bunch of them have just switched over to spearman. Really? I mean, they're all already pulling in things. They probably already were to begin with. Hopefully this just makes it go faster. All right. So some of them aren't listed as spearmen or aren't listed as rangers like I thought they were. No, they switched to spearmen. They gained spear skill because I searched for ranger, meaning they gained some spear skill and switched their name over to spearmen, meaning that they gained military training, right? They gained spear training. Well, technically I've now set them to melee, so that would make sense. They're rangers, but I didn't set their squad up as archers. Time to fix that. Hold on. Uniforms. No, wrong one. Squad. Military equipment. There we go. Assign uniforms. You guys are archers. They won't be able to train actual archery at this barracks without a target. Wait. There's no point to targets. I just thought of that. There's no point to targets anymore. That guild just overwrote the barracks. If you think about it, right? Normally for training archers, everyone has to set up this weird complicated thing where they put up archery targets and you have to set up an archery range and you have to give them ammunition. And the problem is you're giving them ammunition and they gain reduced experience for not shooting at an actual animal. They're only shooting at targets. So they gain reduced ammunition, reduced experience, and they waste ammunition. But that one guild is training everyone in hunting. And the hunting training is giving them ambusher training. Now, admittedly, they're not getting Marksdwarf training, which by itself is a bit of an obnoxious thing. I will say that. But they are gaining some of the right training with archery. So the only thing we have to do is figure out an overlap, because if you do regular military training on the side through a barracks without that, they still gain discipline. So they gain everything but the direct weapon training. They gain dodging, so on and so forth. There's just got to be some way after the fact to give them Marksdwarf directly, because I think that's the second. You have ambushing and Marksdwarf for shooting pew pew. Meth was fired. Really? I did not hear this. Is that what happened? Why is my throat so fucking hoarse? Must have been everything I was doing last night. Okay, I missed that entirely. Gotcha. Okay, they are two different stats. All right, so I got to find some way to get Marksdwarf in there without using ammunition. Probably can't, but I'll find a way. When did that happen? Oh, okay, there was an actual topic on it. Was that in the Discord? Did I miss that? Oh, no, that was you doing the lazy noob pack. Was it in Discord at all when Meth got in trouble? How did I miss this information? I did not learn anything until I was looking at lazy noob pack earlier, and I was like, should I update? Or not should I update, but how far behind am I? Because if I update in the middle of a base, things go crazy. Not Firefox, Kit Fox. Meth and Firefox. November 22nd. About a month ago.
That exact Monday.
Oh shit, I'm out of the loop an entire month. Never mind. I didn't know that's what happened. Gotcha, makes sense. Well, then I retract my earlier assumptions. I didn't even think like that at all. I was like, what do they mean legal reasons? I was just like, Dwarf Fortress is Dwarf Fortress. Well, don't I look weird? Faded shots. I got you in the military earlier, right? I just never completed that. Yeah, all right. I got you in. Clear that out so I can see what else. Push. All right. When is the next change? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. About a month and a half in game. I'll do the push this time. I'm sorry. I got caught up in discussions. Easy to miss. Usually the only thing coming out of the forums are patch discussions. Yeah. Favorite normie. Bush. When was the last? Wasn't this stream? So it was a bit ago. Why are we paused? Petition. Huh? Oh, they want to upgrade to a Grand Guild Hall. Yeah, sure. A Natural Company Ranger Guild. That's you guys down here, right? Yeah, they just want their guild hall to be worth more. I can do this for you. We are going to smooth the stone. We're going to... No, we're going to smooth out 4. We're going to smooth out 4, but we're only going to engrave 2. If the 2 can handle it, we'll stop there. Because isn't there... I think there's one... Wait. That's 5. Yep. I think there's one more step beyond grand, isn't there? So I want to make sure I don't go too big. I want them to get the mood buff for granting the request more often. So we'll have some of our stone workers, which I believe we do still have. Yeah, we still have plenty in the stone workers unions to smooth these floors. Yep, they're already coming down. Royal? Maybe. Someone... Where is there dangerous terrain? No food available. Tycoon veteran? Thank you so much for raiding. You have, in fact, ambushed us and attacked our party. Do I have a mod that can shout him out so I don't have to click my little KVM over? I'm not seeing a sword in chat right now. I don't think I am. All right. Tycoon, what were you doing? Hello, everyone from Tycoon. Tycoon veteran. There we go. Farming cement. Well, Tycoon veteran. It does match the name. How is everyone doing? Do you know of Dwarf Fortress? Prost. Put your thoughts together and your mouth will surely follow. We are building a themed fort in Dwarf Fortress, and we're discussing ways to exploit the guild system, as I've recently come up with the idea of what if you not overlap barracks, but can you overlap trainings? Why are babies starving? Because they stopped okay, we have to butcher. I'm sorry, but we have to butcher. Something has gone wrong with our farms, and they're just not farming. Which is garbage. We have a lot of dogs, and they never got trained for war. But let's get the alpacas first anyways. Since they are definitely overpopulating. There you go. We got to get some meat, guys. Hold on. This is for booze. This is what one of my issues is. Not plump helmets. Yeah, we're going to do plump helmets for now. We need to eat food. Part of the food system. So one of the 3 themes for this is that I have to essentially have a vegetarian fort. And one of the things I tried to do was barley. Barley. Actually, before I forget, hold on. You got dwarfed. Dwarf 7 for Jelzinovic. Do this real quick to sort by who does and who does not have a nickname. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yes. Jelzinovic, you were in the Metalworkers Guild, and I think the mayor because your name was purple. Jelzinovic. Yes, and now you can use channel points to start requesting things. Favorite normie got 3. And later on, you could type in that same command to see if your dwarf is still alive, because it is a multi-function script that I programmed. Your favorite normie, your name is too long. I'm going to take out some of your vowels. M. I. Your favorite normie. There you go. 12 for Cheeser Breezer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cheeser Breezer, you're just a hauler. I don't have much for you right now. Perhaps you will die in combat. Perhaps you will haul plants. The world may never know. Jelzinovic, by the way, you are, I did say, yep, you are the mayor, and you're in the Metalworkers Guild. We don't have much metal right now. We have lots of lignite, but we don't have much metal to be working off of. And your favorite normie doesn't exist. Why have I lost your favorite normie? There he is. Your favorite normie, you are also the Metalworkers Guild. Dwarf 9 for Zeandor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Zeandor, you are a planter. No, you're not. You're a Green Thumb. Green Thumb is my name for the farmers, the Farmer Guild and skill. So custom Green Thumb. There you go. Makes it easier to keep track of. No, you are a member of the Metalworkers Guild and you are the mayor for the entire base. Which is kind of weird because we are a county, so there is a count above you. So you're the mayor of the civilian people, and Coca-Cola 5 is a count above you. Sirlock. Grind for my metal. The only thing this fort has much of is, well, sadness. You're the mayor of the whole fort. I'll take it. And alcohol. Well, somebody got to do the hauling. Guess I'll be me. Watch me haul the shit out of this fort. Oh, and for those of you who don't show up in the Monday streams, which is fine, we got 2 new emotes. Feel free to use them and tell me how you feel about their theme. I've been discussing recently about trying to come up with a theme that would fit Dwarf Fortress and the RPG games that I do on Mondays. So what I ended up settling down for is the mimics. Yes, so I have an animated Ree and I have a Pog mimic. Feel free to use them. Most importantly, tell me what you think, because if you guys like it, then I can commit to the theme and order up more mimic emotes. What was I doing? We had the guild. We're dying. Food. So, kitchen. We have 125 barley. Do we have flour? We have a bag of it. We do have barley flour. Some of it is in the bag. Some of it's not. Wait. I have no clue what's going on here. Cyrillac gifting a sub. Thank you so much for supporting the community. Fine Meals repeat.
Cyrillac gifted a tier 1 sub to Mr. Man TM.
Is the problem that I've been making the flour, but I forgot to cook with it, and they can't eat flour? I think that's what I screwed up. No, bad. Why are you no batting him? Oh, okay. He's being bashful. That's right. Sirlac's going to want some things from you later. That sounded worse than I wanted it to. I was thinking in my head like the Mafia, like, we do you a favor today, and later we might ask for a favor back. That's not even what the Mafia sounds like. What the hell am I talking about? How could I say no on this day, the day of my daughter's weddings? This is not what the Mafia sounds like. I'm not even sure this is fucking Boston anymore. I think I'm slipping into Jersey. It's the Jersey Mafia. You jabroni. So it's late in Germany. Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even think to ask. Bunch of your viewers definitely had names that I would have recognized, or I should have recognized from a different country. You're in Germany. Damn it, I missed the opportunity. I usually try to guess where people are from their usernames. I don't know. I apologize for not doing it this time. I'm kind of close, even though my American knowledge of geography and history is limited to where countries were around the 1950s or earlier. So I might have identified you as from a different thing. Germany. I would not have guessed that. I would have actually gone with Austria, to be fair. The Boston Mafia. Yes, have a good night, Jelzinovic. Thank you so much for the raid. Where am I from according to my username? Someone's bedroom. Where you touched them. Because you're going to touch you. Lewdly. Tachulu. That's your name. My name is from the Romulan planet, so guess. My guess is Honolulu. No, have we already been over this? You two are from America, aren't you? Nobody's asked me to touch them in years. Sirlac's from what? Midwest, right? He's not California. I think Sirlac's in Washington. So prison? My nickname is inspired by the Russian politic Boris Yeltsin. There's a vodka called Yeltsin vodka. In my school time, there was a trip and a lot of this vodka, so I got the nickname Boris. So for my online life, I created Jelzinovic. I do like that. I like that. I'd like that a bit. Yeah, no, I don't think I would have guessed Russia because I don't know who Jelzin is, but because of the Novik, my three guesses in order would have been Austria, Poland, Romania. Not Romania. It's one to the north of Romania. There's one to the north of Romania. It's not Romania. Little known fact, Romania is not to the north of Romania. Hold on. I get it. The alpacas, they're dying. We have lots of drinks. Man, do we make drinks well. All right, my plants have failed me. Why are we not growing plump helmets? Hungary. Thank you. Those would have been my three guesses. Wait, no. Hungary is not to the north of Romania. Hungary is to the west of Romania. Hungary is to the southeast of Austria. I don't know what the modern countries are called, but Hungary, backwards for you guys. Hungary, Austria, Czechoslovakia, which does not exist anymore. It's now the Czech Republic, and I don't know what happened to the tail. I don't remember what happened to the tail. To the east of that, northeast, is Poland. Southeast is Romania. Who's north of Romania? Ukraine. That's what it is. Thank you. Ukraine. I'm not a dumb. I'm not a dumb. Be nice. We have a lot of rice beer. Holy shit. Again, for anyone who wants to make fun of me for my knowledge clearly only coming through hours and hours and hours of Hearts of Iron 4, I will constantly point out that I know more than your average American. Just because my school system is horribly bad and my only education came from a video game. I reference Europe the same way. See, I'm not alone. Hold on. Because that still doesn't sound right in my head. No, I don't want one from the end of the game. I want one from the beginning. I'll take this. Hold on. Visit. Give me the pick. I accept, I think. I just want the damn map. World map. If I have Wi-Fi, why am I taking so long to load? I mean, it's not like I have anything using all my bandwidth or anything. Oh, you're right. I was half thinking about modern times. There is nothing north of Romania. I mean, there is now, but it did just connect straight to Poland. I forgot Poland was that big. Okay. No wonder no one can figure out what the hell I was talking about. Oh, to the south of it's Bulgaria. I was saying north of Romania, but thinking north of Bulgaria. Romania is the one to the north, but now the northern portion of it going up is in fact Ukraine. So that would be the modern one. That is what I would have guessed. Admittedly, only on my third guess would have been essentially modern day Ukraine. Oh, you like Europe? Name every Balkan country. Shut up. Shut up. Who did that to me before? I actually nearly passed one of those. As obnoxious as they are. It was a long ass time ago. I think it was like D&D related. I could very nearly, I can't remember what it was. It was such a minor niche thing. Someone tried doing that to me before. I got it wrong. Like you can never win one of those, but I got enough to make the person nervous. I would get it all right. The trick is the confidence in which you say it. Just because you only know 20 out of a list of 30, as long as you start saying those first 20 really fast, that person might be like, all right, before you get to those last 10. Remember that. You don't necessarily need to know the full list. You just need to know enough of the list confidently to get the other person to back down. And then name which ones they don't recognize each other. All right, hold on. I built a room down here for a reason. The tavern. I've had this room built for a minute and forgot why I was doing it. Where's my mason? I need a table. Chair. But they must all be made out of chert. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all we have right now. I'm going to force it to chert anyways because I'm still trying to get more jet. I'm both happy and sad. Well, wait, did we just do a save? I'm sorry, did I miss another save? It saves at 12, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the save is at 7. All right, we have 1 month. I missed one earlier while talking, and I'm very nervous I'm going to miss another one. I did miss it. I did not miss it yet. I didn't miss it yet. Gib Bush, Happy New Year's, Bastet. Hopefully yours was fantastic. I have cookies. My neighbor gave me cookies. She's like, I know you want cookies. Here, cookies. All right, now. I have no clue how to measure. I just thought of that. We set up an experiment and I have no clue how to measure it. We set up an experiment to see if they would learn twice as fast, like discipline and shit, but I have no clue how to measure the rate that they are learning it. Might not have been the greatest experiment. I'll have to figure that out later. You're going to give him an aneurysm. I don't think I missed it. The save is on the 4th month, right? And then the 7th month. I don't, because it didn't save, did it? Because if I were to do it now, hold on. Full suite, push. Military by Kaliho Pirate. All right, let's get you in the military. Kaliho Pirate. Hold on. Oh, shit, I marked you as complete. Do you not have a dwarf yet? I thought you got dwarfed. Get dwarfed real quick, Kaliho. Please tell me you're still here. I need you to type in exclamation mark dwarf. I don't have a dwarf to put in the military for. Oh, wait, you do. I'm spelling it wrong. Not Kaliho, Kalohe. I'm the idiot. You're fine. Problem solved. Also, hold on. We have to change you real quick. If you were a hauler, but you're in the military, you are not, in fact, a hauler. You are enlisted. Makes it easier to identify later. Hauler. Enlisted. Recruit. I don't know what you had before. Apparently nothing. If it's calling you a recruit, that means that you didn't have a set one before. So you're now a enlisted. Domine. Wrestler. Enlisted. Dragoman. Metalworkers Guild. You did have a skill. I'm going to leave that alone for now. Ranger. I'm going to set you to enlisted. Mr. Man. Animal Trainer. Enlisted. Orion D&D 1212. Enlisted. Enlisted. Unnamed Dwarf. Enlisted. Enlisted. Cray 09. Enlisted. Hellfire. Enlisted. Commit all that through. All right. Easier to identify you after the fact. No, you were good. I was spelling your name wrong. Like, I said your name wrong as Kaliho, then thought I've not dwarfed a Kaliho. So I was like, you haven't been dwarfed. But that's because I screwed up all the vowels. You were dwarfed because the person I was saying wasn't dwarfed isn't technically anyone that exists. Not a person. It was just a complete screw up on my part. Now, why are my farmers not farming enough? Like, I might have to stop at some point and just like redo the entire farming thing, because the farmers aren't. What is going on here? All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say you can cook cave wheat. No. Temple cup, pearl Malay. That's for beer, but whatever. Cook it. Prickleberries, cook. We have these seeds, we're not planting them. Rice, that one is going through. Rock nuts, no clue what's going on with that. Screw that. Rope reeds, we're keeping. Rye, we're keeping. Sweet pods, we're cooking, because we need shit to cook. We have plump helmet spawn. 168 of it. So why is farmer not planting? He is planting. I'm just not seeing it because they must be babies. All right, that one's filled with Ramies. That's filled with rice. This farm has nothing for barley. Hold on, I heard the dwarf command. I'm trying to get food that works. Watermelons. Clearly the answer is to grow watermelons. Watermelon, I don't think would get brewed with plant. That'd be fruit, right? No. Is watermelon a fruit? It's the fruiting part. It's got seeds in it. So yeah, watermelon must be a fruit. Hello, Mad Sammy. Make alpaca cheese. That's vegetarian. Sure it is. I mean, whatever works at this point. Yeah, we're having an issue with the food situation that I didn't see coming. Farmers. Don't shear an animal. Start making cheese on repeat. Do now. No food available. And then this, so the problem is I overestimated what the number was. In my head, you grow barley. That's what we were doing here. Then you process the barley here into flour. Good. We have barley. No, we've gone through all the flour, but like we didn't get enough food out of it because I knew processing it would give me back the seeds. So I thought it would keep doing itself and we'd get bread. I thought I had a bread cycle working, but I guess not. Like I misunderstood where one of the numbers was because like this barley's not getting processed. There's a work order to process. He just ain't fucking doing it. If I go here, where is barley? Mill plants. Switch that bad boy to fucking 15. There you go. Brew. But like, they're not doing it. Like the dude's like, yeah, this is ready, but they're not doing it here. Like, what is the point of it being due if you're not doing? Somehow my barley cycle has failed me. All right, in the future, never doing anything that requires milling. This extra step has screwed the entire system over. It's kind of like mead. Like mead is good, but you can like, you can only automate it when you have so much excess that it's not efficient. You know what I'm saying? Because they just screw it up because of that extra step. Do we have a dwarf assigned to that job? We might not now, actually. Cast, read. This is just to see if we have dwarves assigned to that job. This is milling, right? We have 3 dwarves with milling. I don't know what they're doing, but they ain't doing their job. I lost milling. Right here, first orange. This gentleman who is a animal trainer. He also makes cheese. We have Admiral Wiley. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong stat again. Yellow. This gentleman, toasted. A ranger. Well, that makes sense. He's probably training. And toasted. Novice Miller. Well, do it better. Is he wasting time brewing? Is that what the issue is? All right. Who has the best ability to mill? What are you? A ranger, a hauler. Hauler sounds like you like milling, doesn't it? Someone mill. Cancels doing things because he's trying to kill vermin for food. Makes sense. And the problem is the things I was using for booze, I don't think can easily be done. Can I pause an order? Cancel that. Can I pause this workshop order? Is there a way to say no? Kind of. Condition of a reagent. You can't put in a new condition for a reagent. All right. If the amount of empty food storage items is exactly 619. Now he should never get a brew command. We'll have to remember that. He'll stop brewing. Meaning the plants that he would be using for brewing are available for just raw eating. We got plenty of alcohol right now. Oh, also our bookkeeper settings need to be more accurate. We got plenty of alcohol right now. We could deal with more, but right now I think food takes priority. That way we're freeing up the rice and the plum helmets for eating. Oh God, we have a necromancer giving food to people. Please don't. Please, please don't. What are my dwarven skills by Hellfire Skyrim? Hellfire Skyrim. You are a legendary axe dwarf. A great shield user, talented at armor, legendary in your discipline, observing and fighting. You've been known as a professional wrestler. And occasionally you bite people. So how about stop doing that? Other than that, I think that's basically what you do. Your only non-combat skills are you've been known once before to cut wood and or cut stone. But you do really love organizing shit. So you're a military dude who, you know, stacks the enemy's bodies in order from shortest to highest. But I like biting. It's got that good red juice. Ah, yes. The good red juice. Now, processing plants only works on Raimi, so that's the clothing industry, so that's fine. Now, these are all green. I swear, these people keep leaving. Checked daily. There's not at least 20 cloth, and there's more than 3 coat. There's not at least 20 cloth. Spin thread is making the cloth. You're not making enough cloth, are you? This is a separate thing entirely. Cloth. Not processed plants. Spin thread. Set you up to 15. How about that? There you go. Oh, wait, that's not the right thing. Damn it. Well, I guess it works. That's the farmers. I need the loom to weave cloth. Weave thread in the cloth. Do it 15 times in the condition of your reagents. There's at least 20. Say 25, leaving me plenty of excess thread. So we have like 90 pounds of thread lying somewhere, don't we? Not that would be helping too much, but... Spin thread makes yarn. Bags. No food, no food, no food. You guys have better eyes than me for identifying. I'll take your word for it. I don't see it, but probably because no bag again. Okay. So the issue has been the entire time the loom stopped weaving. So there was no more cloth? Because there was no cloth, this dude stopped making the bag. Because we don't have the cloth. So this all came down to the loom didn't do its job. The loom fails, so we all starved to death. I never want to do a plant I have to mill ever again. That is such a chain of events. It sounds insane to have that automated. Oh, we all starved to death. Why? Our loom stopped making cloth. That sounds crazy. Well, if things are dying, then I still have a butcher somewhere, right? I have a butcher somewhere. There's the room. All right, where are you? Butcher an animal, slaughter stray alpaca. All right. Why aren't they active? Do I not have a butcher? No, because I don't have a single butcher. Probably turned them all off because we weren't supposed to be using it, but this is an emergency. Either we eat the alpacas or we eat the dwarves. Whoever does it, I don't care. Loom. The dwarves refuse to collect webs from non-circular caverns. Rules are rules. So Kleinodev, question. All right. I don't know if you've been following things, Kleinodev. You're my inside man. You're the man that sees what's going on in the world. I have caught up on all my videos finally. It took longer than I would have liked, basically a year. Everything is being updated, published, and pushed to YouTube on the VOD channel the same week that I'm recording these things. Good. Which means I've finally freed up enough time to go back doing College of Dwarfology videos. The topic I wish to do for a College of Dwarfology video is the one I keep wanting to do, which is the guild system. Do you know much about the guild system? My question being, because I already know how I'm exploiting it, right? We've been over this a few times, but my question is twofold. One, if you happen to know anything about this, in the barracks, if I have 2 squads set to train here, do they get experience from each other? I bring this up because of my, for lack of a better term, exploit of the guild system is that when I overlap the barracks with the temple, the people in the temple get the military training as well. Has anyone ever worked on the math of how training actually works? Would you know? Like, is there a thread as to the experience rates or whatever for training that I'm just not aware of? Loom to make yarn as well. I think that was one of its thing, but yeah, we'll put that in there. Put that bad boy on repeat too. Put everything on repeat. Can you go collect pants and then make meals? Really? Non-squays? Ah, see? So this hasn't been addressed. Yes. So kind of, this is what I've been working on. This is what I've been slowly increasing over my last 3 bases, maybe 4. the guild system, and I'm hoping this isn't a bug. I'm hoping this is just the system working, just probably stronger than it's intended. But I've done this for quite a few bases now. Two things. One, my base is dying. I have a barracks here that was set to overlap my temple. All right. I recently increased this to 20 people. It used to just be about 9. But keep that in your head. 9 people. The temple, I allowed not the people who liked that religion, but citizens and long-term residents only. Because I always switch it off of these things as citizens and long-term residents only. Meaning it is a meeting area. Now you would think if you have 9 people in the barracks, 9 people are getting training in military. However, if we go over to military, we see that we have a lot more than 9 people. Now, it's not the greatest amount of skills, and I know some people come in with this, but I've done this over enough bases, these numbers do go up. The better the alignment is, the more they get. The more people are there in the overlap. This is especially higher than, say, the 9 people. I've done enough times. Sometimes you get a lot better rates. Sometimes you don't. I'm still working on the specifics of that. But you do end up with greater numbers than you should have reasonable access to. Usually it's in discipline, dodging, fighting. Like the ones that everyone can just share off of these skills. You get a lot of. It just seems to work. So, but if you weren't even aware of that, then I guess no one knows if there is a double effect for 2 people. Basically, you don't necessarily need the status of watching the demonstration. You just kind of need to be there or something. Like that seems to be the crux of the learning stat as well as other stats. The second part of it that I had mixed previous is that what I did initially was the one where I fully tested this is I had had a stairwell come down, right? I had the bottom, no. DJ U. I'd had stairs come down into a the room was admittedly a little bigger than this, but we'll do that. The stairs came down into a room like so, and then it went through a bigger room. This isn't the exact things, but whatever. In the bigger room it went through, I had a temple to the god of death, and I had a barracks in the exact same room. And wouldn't you know it, everyone in my base got disciplined. They got to such a discipline that they all fought enemies when they came up through a hatch to the caverns in the back. Like everyone was super really disciplined. Like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Still trying to figure out the exact or the rate. It always works. How effective it is dependent. So it appears to me that they don't need the job is watching. They need to be around the thing is watching. Like it's an area of effect or something, which sounds weird because I don't think the game works that way. That's just my abstraction to explain what I have seen. But yes, so we have down here, secondary thing. This is less the barracks, but I have a guild. I always set the guild to citizens, not members of the guild. I don't know why this is a setting. This is a bad setting. Set it to citizens and long-term residents only. All your citizens treat the area as a meeting area, and then they all gain that training. So if we go back to this and we look at our hunting thing, everyone is super trained. Basically, the 3 guilds I think everyone should just have is generic crafting guild, the smithing guild, hunting guild, doctor guild. And they'll basically end up with like every stat in the game, just slowly getting trained. The issue is if you have too many at once, everyone is constantly busy learning stats. Like I've definitely overdone it too many times. I end up with no one in my base will do anything other than be in the guilds because they just want to learn. So I need to work on that. But yes, I've gotten the military system to overlap with this. I don't know if what it is what it could be is the watching command, like watching demonstration on, say, farming, because they're watching, if they're near the guy doing military training, if the watching is just a descriptor and watching itself is the job, and thus they can get multiple skills, and that's how they get military. That might be it, because in the temple, occasionally there will be people being like, oh, he's talking or he's praying or he's doing weird things. Sometimes that the meditate or one of these jobs might overlay, and that could be how they get the training. That could be true, because I think the temple in question did have some statues in it, so maybe that forced them to do something similar to a watch command. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a glitch, maybe. I'm hoping it's not a glitch. I'm hoping it's just a recognition of how a mechanic is working. But I haven't nailed down the specifics yet. I just know I keep doing it and it keeps working to varying degrees. What do you mean needs table? I ordered a table forever ago. Make the table. So yeah, it sounds like a job for science. Also, Garen Garn. Gareen Garn? Marine? Gareen Garn? Thank you for following. Stray Alpaca has been missing. As long as we get people to stop starving. And it looks like whatever we're doing has been partially working. And we're back to no one doing the butcher shop again. Do it now. Fuck me. And the moat in the southeast. Moat? Down here? I'd have to see it to identify. Probably an animal or something stupid. Oh, someone fought down here. Might be someone's corpse. I don't know. We have a lot of chert over here, though. I'll keep an eye out. Rip the vegan lifestyle. Anyway, how about some llama steak, boys? We can go back and we can restore the vegan lifestyle. What I should not have done was anything that required milling. Milling requires too many steps and it does not automate well. Or I should say, it can, let me rephrase that, because I know someone's going to be like, well, if you do it right, it can automate. It has too many points of failure. The fact that the entirety of our food production halted because I didn't notice that the loom guy wasn't weaving means that there's too many points of failure. So we'll restore the vegan lifestyle. It's just not going to be anything involving the mill. Like, that's probably just what I'm going to have to take as the God's honest truth from here on out. I'll have 4 bases from now. I won't remember why, but I'll be like, nope, I did this before. Milling is garbage. And that's what I'm going to say, like, in like 4 bases. People are like, what are you going to talk about? And I'm gonna be like, I don't remember why. I just remember milling is garbage. And it's purely because there's too many points of failure. Yeah, very cool. A tiny 20 dwarf sealed test fort. Hold on. I'm going to actually copy your little idea here. I come up with overly complicated ideas for my tests. I'm going to take a picture of a common sense idea for a test. Tiny 20 dwarf sealed test fort with a temple, a tavern, and 2 barracks all overlapping. 1 squad of 5, all spear dwarves. 1 squad of 5, all hammer dwarves. 10 civilians. Milling is great, but you need to set up a dimple cup stockpile only. I wasn't even doing dimple cup to Chulu. I was doing barley. Because I was trying to make bread or something. I was milling the barley and the flour to try to make bread so that I could cook the bread. And that has failed. Because like I said, what ended up being the problem is going down from the bottom, right? I have to grow Rainy and barley process rainy into thread, process barley into flour, weave thread into cloth, take cloth, weave into bag, take bag, put flour in bag, cook flour into bread. I think bag disappears because somehow I'm always at a net negative for bags since I've been trying to mill flour and I never have flour. So something weird is happening with the bag situation. I don't know what's going on with that. So we have not been getting any bags out of this, which is causing us tons of issues. What would work better is if I built a workshop that was a leather works. I took what leather we did have and used that to make leather bags in the short term, but for a vegetarian base that doesn't subsist off of slaughtering animals, that wouldn't work. There's the save. If I don't do push, someone will have an aneurysm and die. So we have requested push-ups. I will do push. By the way, now that I'm standing up, no, hold on. It's a Dwarf Fortress shirt. It's a Dwarf Fortress shirt. It's an artifact Dwarf Fortress shirt. Anyways. Tuck this in so nothing shows and Twitch doesn't kick me off for being too sexual. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 1, 2, 3, oh. Boop. Gotta be careful, probably should not run over the Ethernet cable. push for your sins. There. I won't address who will die, but someone will die if I don't push. All right. Luckily, some plants are coming into fruition. We have halted temporarily the brewing process so we can divert more food towards eating. Please eat. We don't have a leather worker, do we? Because we weren't supposed to have leather workers. Whatever works. Get it done. Isn't that the first quote of the year? If I don't push, someone will have an aneurysm and die. There you go. First quote of 2020. I'm looking on the wrong computer. Just to make sure no one quoted earlier so that we're not wrong about that. Quotes. Yeah, because the last one was 12/28. Camellia, you're naked. But she was, though. She was. I get it. The alpacas are starving. I'm kind of doing that semi on purpose. Oh, I see. You just did the smart thing and asked what the last quote was. That makes way more sense. Am I hearing two audio lines? You're not even showing anything playing. Whatever, let's have to mute that other line for a minute. Oh, actually, no, wait. Hold on. You don't have the music listed. How can I ban it? Doesn't matter. One of them will stop soon. Alert. A vile force of darkness has arrived. All right. Well, a lot of our animals we don't have to worry about anymore. So good on that. Military alert, GTFI. Real quick, is GTFI updated all the way? That. See, I knew there was going to be a problem. GTFI is not updated. Hold on. Let us update GTFI. And then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. And the last corner. Oh, nope. I was wrong. I can't math. 1 + 1 does in fact equal 12. There we go. Yes, GTFI, everyone. Via Force of Darkness! Everyone's so excited for me to die. Fended off a weird tortoise attack, but now fear my doors might get afflicted with the disease themselves. Is there a way to check if they have it? I'm using one of the starter packs. So, in game, no. You'll be able to tell if in 1 month you haven't died, then you're not infected, because they transform every month. You can look on the wiki to see what the date is every month that where the lichens transform. If you get past that date and no one transformed, they're not infected. They won't get infected later. Other than that, if it's not whether or not they are infected, if you're willing to cheat, basically, if you're using Lazy Noob Pack, you have Dwarf Therapist, and in Dwarf Therapist, you can go into options, and you can have it highlight cursed units, and you can have that just tell you if they are cursed or not. But other than that, not that I'm aware of. Moon icon? This? Yeah, basically you're looking for bites. If they that's technically that is a way to affirm that they don't have a chance of being infected, but you don't know if they got bitten, whether or not they were. Yeah, I mean that tells you if one's coming up, but it doesn't tell you like when it is. I did not know that though. I will give you that. That is something I have learned. Does that thing really change? I just kind of thought that was the thing that was like, it's a corner of the screen. I never actually looked up there. And now you got me paranoid. Oh, that's right. We're under attack. What am I doing? Is everyone inside? I feel like I just saw someone go out. Get off the door. Who is this dude? What are you doing? What do you mean you're storing an item in the stockpile? You're not supposed to be up here anyways. The hell are you idiots doing? There you go, door locked. You shouldn't be up here. Military alert, active civilian, GTFI. Why are you up here? This is what drives me crazy is when they just decide to just ignore burrows. They're just like, no, whatever, I'm just do whatever I want. What the hell are you doing? Go away. Like, this is not part of the burrow. You should not be up here. There's not a part of the burrow that you should be going somewhere else to do. Oh, wait, they're trying to get over here. I didn't even think about this one. Wait, they're not in either. What are you doing standing outside? I thought maybe they were going to this burrow. Wait, this isn't a burrow. Why are any of you out here? None of you responded to the burrow command? You were just like, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I want? Well, then, if that's what you're gonna do, get the fuck inside so I can lock you in. Oh my God. You stupid bastards. Yeah, he's just gonna stand there. The door's not locked. Get inside. What are you? Dwarven child who wanted to eat. Shut. Is this a yak bull dog? Okay, not goblins yet. Why are some of you just walking by? Okay, no, this is part of the other burrow. Well, it's about to get fucking locked. None of these are goblins yet. You guys sure know how to take your sweet fucking time. Also, SAB station here. Why are there so many of you that are just still wandering around outside? Get inside, get inside, get inside. Eventually, I'm going to have to do like a sub bulkhead thing and lock this door on someone. Because we're getting to the point where this is going to be a danger. Get in. I don't care what you do, but do it inside. If it wasn't for the goblins, I'd let them in. We're using this opportunity, by the way, chat, to let them kill our overpopulation issue with our animals. Because we're trying to do a vegetarian lifestyle, our herd animals overpopulated. Get in the door. Are you a goblin? Motherfucker. You, who is this? I hope you die. I hope they cut your head off, you stupid idiot. All you had to do was get the fuck inside. Let me just stare at him. This is something I should watch. Golly gee, this is good television. All right, now they couldn't come out yet because I did have the door locked. Not pet passable. Fuck pets. Come on up, military. Because the problem is that door is now taken by invaders. I can't open it. Until that animal gets out of that one, I can't lock it. Get the fuck out of that door. Lock. I can't do the other one, but I can slow him down. All right, is the military coming up? All right, some of them are coming up. That's a lot of bolts. Holy shit. Just shoot at everything, why don't you? By the way, how's everyone over here? You all dying? I should actually look at these, see who has died. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not good. A lot of dwarves are dying. Because they got caught on the outside. That's what I like seeing. All right, who is dead? Fliff was a dog. Cosmic Hunter 89 is dead. I just wanted the civilians to get the fuck out of the way. That's all I wanted to do before I attacked. Should not have been that hard. Tachulu died again. Tachulu the third. Grogrin died. Ash Bazooka died. Faded Shots is dead. And some of them were in the military. Why were you outside? You were given a very specific command to go somewhere else. You shouldn't have been over there. Where did you die? Nowhere near where I commanded you to. Fantastic. Or inside. Those are some big words. And socialize with a wall. What's a door? I don't know. On the plus side, our livestock went from 250 down to 196. So we made some progress in that regard. The military is not coming out, but we sure do got a bunch of civilians hanging around outside again. Fuck it, whatever. None of them are listening to what I want them to do. A, B, station. What I need to do, I know what caused this. It's partially my fault. It's annoying that they ignore it, but it's partially my fault. I've created a situation where they can ignore their orders. The problem is, and this is why I hate doing this. I didn't know I had done this, or at least I wasn't tracking. I completely done this. But if you create a burrow with 2 disconnected areas, then what it is the dwarves can only do something if the destination is in one of those areas. So if one of them's in one burrow and you say, hey, don't leave the burrow, but they really want to sit in a chair in the other part of the same burrow, they'll just leave the burrow. So because these dudes are all wanting to go back over there for some reason to grab something, it's in the burrow, so they're all just leaving the base and wandering out in the middle. That's why everyone's dying. If I had just gotten rid of this area, this is why I'm transferring all the beds and stuff over. I didn't think this was still active, admittedly. If I just get rid of this entire burrow over here, we wouldn't have had that issue. So never have a disconnected burrow. Just does not work right. Your military will just let everyone die. All right. Don't worry. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 150 enemies and a ghost that's haunting us. What are you guys doing over here? I've already reordered you out to the battlefield. You're not supposed to be here. Was not what you were supposed to do. Go to combat. Go. Now they're going to listen. Good job. There's a lot of goblins. Come on. The thing is, like, for every dog they've killed and every alpaca they've killed, they've slaughtered at least 3 frames. Just watching this one bolt slowly update across the battlefield. Because with it acting as slow as it is, I'm not even sure I could track what's going on. Coconut Cream Soper died. Coconut Cream Soper, I believe his full name was. He had a long name. Dayspass76 died. And I'll kill them after this. We're up here, by the way, if you weren't tracking that. There is a combat happening. I just don't know how well this is going to work. Bastet369 just died. Hopefully. I mean, it is down to 143, so they've killed 7. Only 160 or so to go. Who died that time? Yeah, if after this, when we survive this, I'm slaughtering like every animal out there. I'm just killing them all. We're doing a vegetarian thing, but I should never have allowed these animals to exist. So much frames and commands have been lost because of the hundreds of animals we've had outside. So they're all going to get killed after this fight. Every single one of them. Trying to do this some weird, nice way is just not helping. Every single one of them need to be butchered. We can throw their meat off the base if you guys want. I don't care. Just nothing out here ever again. If it's not in the base, then it's just not part of us. This weird neutral area between the old base, the new base, and the animal pen has caused more headaches than anything else. Yost Only Wanderer? And Kalohe Pirate, you have died. don't think we got much training in you. What does this bring us down to in the military? 15 soldiers. So we've only lost 5 soldiers. And they are down to 114. So we killed like 3 people and lost 5 soldiers. We lost a lot of civilians, but that's their fault for being civilians. If we die to goblins, I'm going to die laughing. Vegetarian does not necessarily mean humane. After this is true. We're going to do vegetarian, but we ain't going to be fucking humane. No, I mean, all of our military engagements we're winning. We just lost a lot of civilians in the middle. Lycan Dance died. He could not, in fact, dance if he wants to. But he has left his friends behind. This is such a messed up battlefield. We've lost 6 more. Uh-oh. The thing that I always am terrified is going to happen is happening. We got to the point where they started getting exhausted and the sheer numbers are overwhelming us. But I mean, we've been taking out trolls, beak dogs, tons of goblins. But exhaustion's catching up to our soldiers. If the enemy can come in 150, probably need about 6 to 1. So 4? No. 3 would be 5 to 1. 20 would be 120. So yeah, it'd have to be 3. I think a good number to be aiming for is around 30 soldiers. Where the amount you have to kill versus the amount that you can allow die, oh my god, is only 5 to 1 or 3 to 1 or some nonsense like that. That way you can try to avoid being exhausted. We're still being sieged, by the way. They're not running. So all of those are dead. I don't know who went into a martial trance and just started dropping goblins like no tomorrow.
I shall now name my item. I'll name you after that guy who did that thing way back when.
I'm gonna guess he was the one that did a lot of shit. Crazy 09. By the way, let's see if anyone else died again. Eldritch the Third. Because he always dies. Sirlac died. Nope, I only got the 2 pages. All right. We'll see afterwards how off my numbers are. They're down to 19. Our military's down to 9. Oh, there's Xandor. He got taken out. Oh, speaking of which, what did he name his mace? It is a steel mace. He named it Drip Drums, the Berry of Clutches. Drip Drum. Because he's killed a lot of people with it. He's killed 2 trolls, 6, 7 goblins, 3 trolls, 7 goblins, and a beak dog. Hello, Drite. I'm gonna dwarf you after this. I'm not killing the other ones off the list either, because getting dwarfed in the middle of combat might mean that you just die immediately. So if I tell you what your guy is and then you die, then it was pointless. So I've got you in. I will dwarf you after this. Draxtior. Death Star 175 died. All right, so far I'm caught up. We had a lot of deaths. There's still some people here. 1 to 11? There's still 11 here. We're only down to 7 soldiers, though. That was a valiant fight. Our dudes did put up a valiant fight. Who's still going? Hellfire's still going. Krage is. Let's follow Krage. Krage knows what he's doing. Also, where are these bad guys? that are like still kicking around. Where are you? Oh, they're killing my base. Oh, how did they get over there? C, D, E, F, G, H. Kill. Kill them specifically, please. Apparently some of them were still back over here, though.
That ends that mandate.
This is what's happening is everyone keeps leaving the base door and then just dying to one goblin. Drax tier, I think I got him already. Death Star, I got him. Zakthos is dead. Use Online died. Yeah, no, this is why never do a burrow with two different areas. Maybe there's a way to do it correctly. I've yet to figure that one out. I thought I had done something different, but apparently I did the very same thing again and killed everyone. Coca-Cola 5 died. There's a petition. For what? We now want a farmers guild. Is now the time for that? Two invaders remaining. No invaders remaining. All right. War is over. We have won. What I'm nervous about, though, is did I miss someone in there? Before I click read, we supposedly had 46 people who were nicknamed. Of named dwarves, we just lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Meaning, if I got it correctly, this should update to 23. I missed 2 more people. All right. That means I have to do it manually because I'm not going to type in all of those commands. I'm not crazy. What is going on here? Stop it. All right, give me a quick second. Let me delete the people who died. There is a command I'm supposed to do this, but because I don't know who all's dead, I'm going to have to check the list anyways. So I have to do my I fucked up, my something of shame, my deletion of shame because I didn't get the full death list. Chatbot, services, scripts, Total Dwarf script, dwarves. Admiral Wiley is alive. Alapega is alive. Archie is alive. Art of Stuttering, dead. Ash Bazooka, dead. Azrakhan, you live. Barbaderp, you're dead. Bastet, I remember you, you're dead. Bear Grylls, 88, you're dead. Cellaburger, you live. Suloic lives. Cheeser Breezer lives. No? Cheeser Breezer died. Cigar Kid lived. CJ the Insane Gifter, you died. Coca-Cola 5 died. Coconut Cream Soaper, you died. Cosmic Hunter, you died. Crage died. Dayspath died. Death Star died. Zero? Nope, you live. Domine died. Dragoman lived. Dragon Knight lived. Draxtier died. I remember him. DV Music lived. Eldritch died. Aragon 0102 died. Faded Shots, I believe you died. You died. Gourd Squash, you ain't alive. Ain't no Groger neither. Harold Beaver lived. Hekios lived. Hellfire Skyrim, you dead. No, you live. Jelzinovic, I think he died. Jelzinovic, B, C, D, F, G, H. Yeah, no one till M. Okay. Drite, no. Drite, you just got dwarfed. I'm going to leave you alone. Kalo Pirate died. Magna Dracomon. There's 2 of you for some reason. Why are there 2 Magna Dracomons? One of them's not Magna Dracomon. One of them is Magna Draconomic. Whatever the fuck is it. Isn't there another one? Mr. Man lived. Then it goes to Firehawk. All right, hold on. Move this list down. After Firehawk is just Soul and your favorite normie. Holy crap. There you go. Program script has been updated correctly. You are free to get dwarfed. But first was Dwarf 8 for Drite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drite, you are a hauler. But that's probably going to get reassigned soon. 2905. Because we went from a thing of 120 dwarves down to 50. We just lost 70 dwarves because of all the civilians running out like idiots. Dwarf 11 for Eldritch. Eldritch, you had died as the third, so this is your fourth. Eldritch, the fourth, is dwarf number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Eldritch, the fourth of his name. And then this is going to start being stupid now. All right, we're going to let them clean up a little bit. Yes, so everyone else, if you were unable to keep track of whether or not you were live or not, feel free to try to get dwarfed. If you are dead, you'll get a new one. What I'm concerned about is Magna. How does he have 2? He should not have 2, which means someone's name got done wrong. Someone else got dwarfed, and I put it in as Magna Dracomon because I got confused, which is not good. Yeah, right. No more starvation problems. Actually, what I need to check is what do I have going on for jobs? I don't know who all's even dead right now. Here's what I'm going to do. I want everyone cast. Thank you. Everyone are haulers. All right. What do I need right now? We need farmers. So you were probably my old green thumbs who lived because of that decentralized borough thing. So that worked. You are going to go back to being green thumbs. Congratulations. Now, I'm going to start doing this by profession. We don't need that tracking. We're going to need... I don't think we need miners right now, but that's always a thing to have to keep track of. You 3 are... Stoneworker Union. Nope. You're excavators. That's what you are. Commit that through. All right, you are Woodworkers Guild. Where did I just click? The wrong thing entirely. Commit that through. All right. I wish it would start collapse. Isn't there a way to say start collapsed? Expand groups on load. There we go. Okay. Good. All right. What does that leave for me? You are also in the Woodworkers Union. You're woodcrafting. I don't care about a bunch of those. I don't have a working hospital right now. I need to change that. Should be easy to set up a well, but whatever. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so we have plant, mine, wood manipulation. We don't have brewing. And we don't have weaving, which right now are depressingly key. So you 2 are in the Weavers Union. And anyone else that is part of this? Just you. Weaver's Guild. All right, we put that through. Now, where does that leave in the middle? I need a brewer, and we need butchers. Because there's a lot of dead shit out there right now. So as stupid as it sounds... You 2 are my vegetarian butchers. What did I call butchers? Slaughterhouse workers. Yes, my vegetarian slaughterhouse workers. for Sweet Street Vegetarian. Mason, you're the Stoneworkers Union. There you go. That's sorted. And so are you, because we're going to need a couple of these. Okay, we have one more for carpentry. Put him back in the Woodworkers Guild, just because it looked like he actually had skills accruing for that. And wood crafting, that just means you had an artifact. Hellfire, I'm ignoring your new guy for right now. Wood burner, potash making. I see the Metalworkers Guild. We'll do that in a minute. Plant gathering means you are... And plant processing. Plant processing is a key one. This guy is going to get set to green thumb? No. Yes. Green thumb. So we can do plant processing. We're going to need a guy dedicated plant processor. The Metal Workers Guild can come by later. Everyone else, I guess for the time being, can be haulers, which carries with it architecture. And we should probably put in some crafting or whatever, but who cares? You are definitely my doctor. Again, we don't have it set up, but I might as well know where you are, which means you're a medic. Didn't I have like a chief something position for doctors? I guess not. You're my medic. Everyone else doesn't have too many skills. Now, what I should have looked for to begin with was actually to see anyone who had kills. A bunch of them are in the holler thing, so I'm guessing you were in the military before, so you should go back to the military. I should have left them be excluded from what I was doing. Commit them back into the military. Meaning, when all is said and done, we have 5 enlisted, 3 miners, 6 farmer/plant processors, 26 haulers remaining, one of which has woodcrafting on, 1 medic, 2 meat users, 2 stoneworkers, 3 weavers, 2 woodworkers guild. None of those was brewing or cooking. So we need to fix that real quick. Wait, what? Cancel the burrow. Oh, yes. Woo, I'm useful. We're critical to our survival. It's against the rules of Reddit to tell people to go upvote the currently downvoted official posts on this subreddit. Even though no one will see them if they stay downvoted, it should be sad since it's the New Year's message stuff. What? Hold on. Kleino, it is against the rules of Reddit, okay, to tell people to upvote the currently downvoted official posts on subreddit, even though no one will see them if they stay downvoted, which would be sad since it's the New Year's message stuff. That's what's throwing me off. What New Year's message stuff? Are you saying... Okay, wait, hold on. Are you saying that there is a official message from Kit Fox and or Dwarf Fortress about New Year's that has been downvoted for some reason? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that there's some specific news about New Year's in general that no one is aware of and should be known about? I need context, my dude. I get confused without context. I'm a very confused individual. You wouldn't want to just leave me out in the middle of nowhere, just sad and confused, would you? Kitchen staff. There we go. We'll see how well that works. No? I thought you would connect. Whatever. That's not going to work, then it's not going to work. All right. Why? Whose oatmeal did I piss in? The giantess Pisal Adulwur has come, a gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size, because you haven't had enough in the last 2 minutes. All right, he's on the right side of the river, so he'll be able to get to us. Bay 12 Games, Tarn's post. Someone downvoted them immediately, which means they won't show. Why is someone doing that? Put a link to it. Put a link to that shit, Kleinout. You should be allowed to post links. The thing automatically views someone who's been around enough as a regular, so I think it should let you do. Worst case scenario, it bans you and I unban you. Damn elves. All right. Well, the music was going to come back, but it got canceled almost immediately. Hopefully our military got their training in. Before we risk them dying, hold on. Before we risk our military dying, let us see what our military has. First of all, Logim, I'm moving you over to the other one. Let's see what they have for skills or for kills. There you go. We only have one squad. Logim, what do you have for kills? Not Logim. Everyone else enlisted. Logim was one of these, though. Hold on. Wait. Oh, I can just sort this by squad, can't I? Squid. Do a reread. Every one of you should be enlisted if they're not already. Logim and Dragamin weren't. Dragamin, what are you? You are a hauler, so is he. Okay, yep. Nope, that's good. Isn't Reddit's default negative 15 before it hides stuff? Top 3 posts here. What is this? I don't know. Like, if there's Dwarf Fortress, I don't know why you would be downvoting things. Fuck, I'm not signed in. Mission says, congratulations. Congratulations. 3 to fun with numbers. Talking about the numbers one? Or the future of the fortress? I don't know how you can tell if they're downvoted. Truth be told. No, not a Shane. Where's my official thingy? Do I not have one? Yeah, Reddit. Strategist. And it disappeared. What was I doing? Dude, hold on, chat. How can you see how many numbers anything has gotten? I don't know. I think I tried. I voted something up. I don't know. Hello, Seismic. I just upvoted all 3. Thank you. Yeah, that would be like if I had a subreddit and I posted information, everyone just downvoted. Like, why would you do that? If you don't want the official information of the subreddit you're in, then just don't be in the subreddit. That makes no sense to me. All right, so the people that we're about to send into combat versus a giantess, because they haven't done enough fighting already. Logim got 1 goblin, 1 troll. Dragamin killed 1 goblin during that entire fight. Azrakhan, according to this, mind you, and these numbers are weak, killed 8 goblins, 1 beak dog. Mr. Man killed 12 goblins, 1 honey badger, 1 beak dog, 1 troll. Besmar killed a named goblin, 10 other goblins, 5 trolls, 3 beak dogs, and a jaguar, because of course there's a jaguar in there. Krage killed 6 goblins, 3 trolls, 2 beak dogs, and Hellfire Skyrim killed 5 named goblins, 12 unnamed goblins, 2 beak dogs, and 2 trolls. Hold on, I want to confirm those numbers. It said 5 and then 16 for Hellfire. Because sometimes that like one thing lies to me. Hellfire. Yeah, that thing lies so much. All right, I'll have to do who's actually in the military. Hellfire, you killed 9 notable named creatures, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goblins, 1 beak dog, one of which was a sorcerer? An artifact goblin? What the fuck? 6 female goblins, 2 male trolls, 1 male beak dog, 6 male goblins, 1 female beak dog. Krage. Normally you would have to put in points to do this, but I'm suspicious that you might die before you get the chance. Goblin, 3 trolls, 7 goblins total, 2 beak dogs. Why is it not doing the song? Like, I know it doesn't do on repeat until it has a seasonal change. It should do more than like a 5-second clip. Play. It's not going to, is it? I don't even know why I'm trying. Mr. Man. 11 notable kills, 15 others, including a lot of goblins. Yeah, you guys put in a lot of work. Like, those numbers were disappearing once a bunch of you hit military. Just for some reason, all the civilians wanted to kill themselves first. Hellfire, we did you Azrakam and Dragoman. Azrakam the second, 6 notable kills. And 9 others. And Dragoman the fourth. You have killed 2 notable kills and 1 others. Now that I've let you know what is happening to you, you are all going to go try to kill this giantess. Good luck with living. I have faith in you. We have hit essentially 4 hours. We'll get this combat in first. Well, another alpaca's dead. Where did this person go? Killing our birds. Look at how much faster the game is now that we don't have hundreds of creatures running around. All right, who is fighting the giantess first? Stray Hen, enlisted. Hellfire Skyrim is the first run of the combat, jumping up and hacking at the giantess with his steel battle axe, tearing through the muscles in the neck. And it's already done. He killed him. That was a short fight. No, that was it. That was the attack. We caught the attack in the middle. That's all that happened. After that, it was, yep, that attack opened up an artery and it tore a tendon. And I guess the giantess just bled to death. That's literally where that combat ended, was that attack. Fucking one and done. 1 shot, 1 kill. Did it give him credit? Did Hellfire Skyrim get credit for that? Or is it going to be like, she bled out, natural causes? Nope, you got credit. You got credit for the giantess kill. Yeah, just short little hop, remove the neck, problem solved. I'm going to turn on the vanilla music for now. All right, we have a lot to clean. Can I just take a moment to say this is the most engaging stream? Naming dwarves after fathers is one thing, but it's the coolest way to use channel points that I've ever seen. Well, thank you. I try. I need to try to improve the script a bit more. The killing part of it is the most involved, and it can take a bit. Because what it would have been is I have buttons for regulars. I can just do my stream deck to push a button to execute any of you. That sounded weird. But otherwise, I have to manually type in the kill command per person. So if it's too many, I just delete their file. Let it start over. Oh, wait, no, whatever. We have merchants here. I don't want to trade with you. Do I want to trade with you? Can I give you a cage with my alpacas in it? No, because it's installed right now. So I have to uninstall the cage. And I'll get rid of, like, a couple alpacas. Oh my god, this might actually drop our animals down to a normal number. Holy shit, look, we're below 100 animals. The goblins actually did some shit. They got rid of all of our crap for us. Dwarf 7 for Cyrilak. Hold on. Nickname Reed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cyrilak the slaughterhouse. Who died in the background? We won't know. Hopefully they didn't bleed to death. All right, it's just our animals being discovered dead. Okay, now I think that cage was uninstalled. So now, yes. Yeah, you can trade all the alpacas at once. Oh, that cage now weighs 4,000 pounds. It's a lot of alpacas. Go. Who's about to get strong? Who's about to get the job to carry the alpaca cage upstairs? Who's about to lift with their legs? 4,000 pound cage filled with endless alpacas. Ah, fuck, they're all like eating, drinking, things like that. Come on, guys. There is a petition to create a farmers guild. I'm going to say no, since I don't think most of you are even active right now. The burrow, the one burrow worked, to be clear. The Green Thumbs burrow did work. These people never left. But we are missing someone from it. Where is add civilians? C. I want to add in my other green thumb. Yeah, we have 2 more green thumbs. There we go. They will never leave this borough. The farmer borough worked. Like I said, as long as it's not a disconnected borough, it works. What do you have of our merchants? Nothing. I want you to take my alpacas. That's what I want from you. Hold on. While I'm thinking of it. Stop! I don't care. Holy shit. I hate when games do that. I just turned off the civilian alert, so you just found all the dead animals. I am going to... Not green thumbs, GTFI. And I'm going to remove this entire borough. No more disconnected boroughs. Ever. This is an area we just don't have to care about anymore. This suite is now no longer a suite. Hellfire Skyrim, you still have a suite out in Dangerland. So I have to try to move you over before you die. That suite is cleared. This room is cleared. Unnamed Dwarf must have been married to someone who died. That suite is cleared. Yep, everything that was owned is now cleared out except for Hellfires. I'm sure he'll be fine. I need to build a Dwarfy song playlist for when I play. Luckily, plenty of good role-playing tunes online. Yes. Weird thing, like, depending upon what country you're from, I wouldn't do it on stream because it's a bit of a... doesn't match thematically with the sound set we have. War songs. They're always good for... Just choose whatever your country is, you know, whatever gets you going, and just get like a nightcore version of it. Get like a nightcore or like a heavy metal version of like whatever your country's war songs are, and just use that for like fighting shit. That shit's always good and pumping. And it doesn't have to be like the stereotypical ones either. Oh no, let's leave your furniture. Doesn't have to be like a war song, just like army song or something like that. Gotta have good marching music. Like there's decent fantasy ones. Don't get me wrong. There's decent fantasy ones, but there's like always a weird, like I'm being serious right now. Not even just being like goofy. There is a weird disconnect in any fantasy movie or whatever about what like a marching or war song is and like actual war songs. Half of the war songs aren't even about like marching. That's the thing that like they have to sound good. They're not about marching. Fucking, was it Russia? Russian, the Katyusha song is, it's a song about like the girl singing the song about the soldier she met, right? France has a song about eating onion rings. Sometimes there's just a song about a really good truck. Like the war truck thing. Fucking the Yellow Rose of Texas is like half done as like a war song, not really. There's songs about boats. Like a lot of times you see a fantasy thing, they have a war song and it's like, we're marching into war to kill our enemies. And like that exists, but it's like, it's actually a very small portion of war songs. Like that's not even what most everyone sings about. So like I'm serious about that. You want like a good one, look to like different countries' actual what they sang. Like even if you do it with or without lyrics or whatever, they tend to be like, they're designed to get you, they're literally designed to get you pumped for what's about to happen. But the actual lyrics are complete gibberish. They're nonsense. Yeah, fuck it. Do America, fuck yeah. Like as stupid as that sounds, I honestly think America, fuck yeah, is like more in theme with actual war music or fighting music than a lot of fantasy games and stuff war music is. Like, you know, like fighting, like you're gonna do like Final Fantasy or whatever, like that's clearly just for fighting, not war. But like, if you do like any movies or whatever, oh, no water source. Why are you trying to do water? First of all, there's your water source. Don't ask again. But like a lot of these fantasy things where they set it up, they like they're always done as like some weird thing. Or what was it? There's some metal songs, as goofy as it sounds, that make for good war music, kind of. And it'd be like the metal songs that are like metal fantasy bands, where they do the songs as if they're bards. Like the bard is singing the song of some battle long ago. Like it's one of the, like if you think about it, right? Sabaton. Like some of, like all their stuff's really good, but some of them, like you have like the historical musics, which are like kick-ass sounding, but then some of their songs are like the actual, like almost sounds like it would be the song in the war, not a song about the war. Like there is a difference between those two things. Oh God, they left. I didn't get them the alpacas. But yeah, no, like fantasy things are good and pumping, but genuinely try finding some actual war songs. Like if you listen to enough of them, you'll like, I know I'm not doing a good enough job describing it, but if you listen to enough of them, I think you'll start to understand what I mean. If the song is actually singing about the war, it's probably not really a proper war song. That's like, yeah, usually those type of songs, if you think about what they're saying, is it's a song that would be sung after the fact. It is a song of, yeah, we won, which is pumping, you know, like, hell yeah, you won. But that's not the song before you go into combat. That's not the right song to get pumped for the fight. That is the victory song after the fight. Those are two different types of songs. And a lot of fantasy things, when they do like a war song, if you actually think about what they're saying, you're like, no, this is something you would sing after the fight. Why are you doing that now? My kiddo just said that area looks like a teddy bear waving. I'm too used to you people accusing me of other things. I'm sorry. I don't know which area that is, but good. You make me look like I'm the bad person, but Chad, it's your fault. You guys accuse me of so much things that I'm used to reading it only a certain way at this point. Did anyone ever move the alpaca thing up anyways? I think they did, actually. Do the alpacas just like fall dead by the cage? They do. That's creepy. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Is that a night court is for my combat music? After this battle, I could really go for some onion rings. I'm 100% serious. I forget what the name of the song goes. Well, the name of the song is just like the March of the Onions or something like that, or the Onion March. It's literally like the French war song, or not the French. I don't know if they have other ones, but my point is because it's a song created by the soldiers to keep their morale up. So like in the Chanson d'Onion, I cannot remember what the name of the song actually is. They literally, if you listen to what it is the meals they had were so bad that they just ate the onions and shit of the farmland as they marched through it. So the song, to keep them motivated, they came up with is, I love onions in oil, golly gee, I love onions, everyone stay on pace, stay on pace, stay on pace, stay on pace till we fight the enemy. But by the way, how about them onions? Like, that's overly simplified and translated. That's literally what the song is it's just a song about wanting to eat onion rings. That's it. But that's because everything else is just so fucking bad. It's like, whatever, our food is this bad. I want to die, but how about them onions? Like that, but that's my point. Is like, an actual like pumping song for I'm about to have a fight should not sound victorious. It should sound more like life fucking sucks. But I want to make sure that that man suffers more. That's really what it comes down to. Because the one I do a lot, the United States Army song, all of it is a victory song. Like, oh, this is the things we've done. But every time in the refrain is, we did this and the army is still here. We did this and the army is still marching on. We did this and the army is still marching. Like, basically, like, it's a going to war song, but it's also, we've already did all that shit anyway, so this ain't fucking new if you think about it. But like I said, and even then, when you have like the Russian ones, it's not a victory song like Katusha. Katusha sounds really good, but if you look at the lyrics, the soldier's not home. It's the sung from the perspective of the girlfriend or whatever at home, waiting for him to come back. So that is then like, oh, it's a nice song, but then it would be done in war as the, you have to succeed because you have to get back home to your Katusha. Like, it's not a victory song. It shouldn't be like a, yeah, we're the greatest. Like I said, even the American one half does that admittedly, but it's, and we're still going. Like, it, like, so many of these fantasy things. It's like, oh, the dwarves are great and we're gonna win because we're gonna kill the enemy and we're so good. That's never a war, that's never an actual proper war song. That's a victory theme. They're two different things. Yeah. Disconnected burrow area. I think I got rid of it. Yeah, GTFI no longer has a disconnected burrow. That has been fixed. The only thing that's over there is Hellfire Skyrim. The unit alpaca is starving. I don't even want me to do about it. Here's what I'm gonna do real quick to clear up the items, to clean the map. All right. We don't have many dwarves. We have a lot of dead things out here. I think everything has been claimed. It has. So I have to think. Stop. We have plenty of booze. We're making food right now. Let them do that. I have to, I think I have a mason. I have to start making coffins or caskets. No, coffin. Stone coffin. I was gonna put that on repeat for a while. Do that out of chert. That'll use up our chert because we lost like 100 some odd dwarves. So we're gonna put them all down here. These I think are all already active anyways. Yeah, they're also filled. So this should get rid of a lot of our dead people. Wait, why am I over here? Because that's your thing. Everyone else that had a suite is dead. You're the only one who survived. So there is no more dormitory over here. The tavern's being moved. There's nothing left over here except your suite. So that's why you're the only dwarf over here. Is because you wanted that really sweet ass suite. And now you get to deal with it. It sounds real bad. But don't worry, I'm sure we won't forget you when the fighting starts. It sounds real bad. And I'm trying to set this up to be a tavern over here. Yeah. That's why he lives over there. He's the only dwarf with balls enough to live outside. Yeah, everyone died. Like, I'm completely serious. I don't know if you missed the combat or what, but we went from over 120 dwarves down to 56. Over half the named dwarves died. All of our animals are dead. The goblins assaulted us with 150 and we killed them to a man. And then a giantess attacked us right afterwards. Dwarf 4 for Zakthos. Boo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zakthos, you are in the Weaver's Guild. Wait. Not for you, but do we have plant processing? Yes. 4 people with nicknames have plant processing because that is a farmer thingy. Farmers do that. All right, so someone is processing the things. We have a lot of shit to get out of the way. Basically, we're kind of going to have to, at this point, go into a cycle of cleanup to clean up the map. We got a lot of crap to throw or trade away. A lot of crap. First things first is I want to bury the dwarves. So we're going to need the mason to be doing his thing. I don't know who's doing it, but it is active. Not even sure. Yeah, no, like everyone died. So what happened was everything was good until it wasn't. And we have some migrants. And the reason why it wasn't is I set up a split. I created a split burrow. I think we dealt with it before by me realizing it ahead of time and locking one of the doors. But I didn't remember it this time, so I did not lock at least one of the sets of doors early enough. Meaning a bunch of dwarves just kind of wanted to wander back and forth between the 2 burrows in the middle of a goblin invasion. So everyone just sat outside and just kept dying. And then we killed all the goblins, except for one of them snuck into the base when I wasn't looking. And I think he actually killed like 20 dwarves by himself right here. Like they had some essentially legendary goblin. I don't even think he had that good of a skill. He just kept killing dwarves. So by Dwarf Fortress standards, he was legendary because he killed like 20 dwarves. Like, I'm not even joking. There was just some dude over here on the stairwell and just kept killing people. Oh, that being said though, because I didn't get to lower the recording things, I'm gonna have to put a break in this for the VOD channel. So if you're watching this when I upload it to the VOD channel, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.